Okay, I wanted to live stream these guys over at Rockfin. Seems impossible to download from Rockfin. These guys are so yucky that I'm not going to download them. I figured out how to download from Rumble, but I don't care. Manila Chan. Figuring out how demented Jamarl is. Eventually. Look at Dora, that's the Mount Rushmore of fake left. Russell Brand. The classy failed actress, Fiorella, and failed actor, Combo. Jardula, they call them the Squat. And we're on to the next screenshot, so I forget what else was on before, but oh, something about Nazis. They're saying the Squat supports Nazis. If you plug in Poinkinen with the filters, Steve Poinkinen, if you do that periodically, you find the new idiots. You see the incestuous loops. You see that they're all tied to the hip. So I found Poinkinen on with this person. I've downloaded some of Misty, which is a fake name.
Here? Cool. I just had to move you over so that you don't have my name.
They call themselves fam. Combo
name.
Coach calls themselves fam. That's
right?
the actual script writers who give them that. These losers are dependent on script writers.
We'll add on for OBS.
I don't think so.
So I set this up.
OBS at all, right?
This new guy, Freeland.
When it comes to that stuff.
I think it's actually Brisk.
I'm a tech.
I'm saying apparently
Sleepy Josh makes fun of me all the time.
top and bottom they're the same. They're not the same person, but they look like brothers.
What is this widget? What does
I've
it do?
noticed this on many occasions.
Show you,
Misty, a fake
here,
name,
right?
fake
you
person,
get,
fake assigned supporter.
The little
She's
chat
related to Sarah Frills. Or someone would have to spend time.
Cool.
And these shows disappear over
I
time.
use StreamYard, so we have that in StreamYard.
It's like a restaurant staff.
Yeah,
They get turned over. These people are not built to last.
The show your parents warned you about. But I'm here with Comrade
On
Missy,
internet as fakes. They're
on,
not built to last as that for more than a few years. Some make it, of course. Some of them are career.
Cable C. Oh, no, there it goes. It's going.
Okay.
Paid figs.
Ugh.
So if you watch them,
is it okay if I cuss and shit?
Fuck yeah!
You can see that they're faking Zoom meetings, and that they have to look to the side to see the other person. No one in real life talks sideways.
Like I play fucking random cat fucking.
That's how demented.
And, they still want to copyright me for everything.
This crap is.
Fuck YouTube. I know we're on YouTube right now, but
yes, but also fuck YouTube.
Yes.
It's terrible. Did you see that they so when they removed the dislikes,
they go sideways.
People went on to the Google Play Store to like
dislike that guy, he says he weighed over 600 pounds.
Well.
Now he's down to like 4 something.
Yeah, like it's just such a
keeps
fucking
plugging
like
pie.
Yeah, fuck
he's
you
so
too,
original.
Anyway.
What's that camouflage?
But
so he's down to like 400 now.
This
so
is
he's
a show
fat.
about
He's
getting
bigger
high
than
so that we
Jardula.
can fucking deal with our problems. Which
Misty's more presentable than her sister Sarah Frills.
If only I could send a giant.
I'd say not by much.
Right now, but
Sarah Frills has disappeared.
Coming in or out of there very easily, from what I've heard.
Not before.
He can't even get his.
Made a copy of her harassing Nina Turner. It's called The Pattern.
Well, I mean, okay, that's not fair.
They're going after They're going for Snowdens.
He spent the
and Mannings and Hammonds,
dropped off his warm winter clothes
military,
and he spent the entire winter
or
them at all.
anyone else preps into computers.
So it doesn't have like a very effective heating and
who
cooling system.
is
If you
against
take some spoons
really cool.
to the wall,
the
it
system.
Fucking,
They're ideological. They decide to become martyrs.
I don't know who's
they think of themselves
it's definitely not going to be
Good evening, everybody.
Get these
or
guys
good
on
morning,
low.
good afternoon, wherever you are.
I gave
Welcome to
YouTube a
Frank
phone
Analysis. I'm your
number.
host Franco, joined by a
I'm able
lovely
to make
panel today of
long
wonderful
videos
guests.
now.
We have Steve Poikinen from Slow News Day, John F. O'Donnell.
You have to zoom in
Yes, that's the real
on
John
each
F. O'Donnell.
one.
And Charles Anderson of the Lone Wolf
That's
podcast.
why there are all
Thank you all
these
so much for coming
inbuilt
on the show.
distractions.
Let's start with Steve in terms of introduction.
They don't want you to see the
This is
parts.
your first time on since you
If you see the
began
parts,
your Anarchy in the Morning radio show.
then you can put
with
together
Pasta.
the
You want to tell us a
holes.
little bit about that?
It's right
and
there,
then we
Franco's.
can transition to J-Fod since he's also
He's looking at his
consistent guest on there.
teleprompter.
It's true. All of these things are true. Yeah. For the last
They cannot
5 weeks,
not look
from
at the
studio
teleprompter.
here in Las Vegas, Pasta Jardula and I have been
How stiff all of them
doing
are.
a morning show, 7
Showing
a.m.
up
to
for a
10 a.m.
job.
here on the West Coast.
Steve Poikinen,
we're
acting as an
we're
anarchist.
drawing from
He's a career
I don't know,
military
what we feel
soldier
are
type.
informative and entertaining.
He's an admitted
podcast,
drug addict.
In order to kind of like blend a
He's run off of
few
YouTube.
formats, so it's clip.
That was
and
their
joke
glitch.
heavy.
That was his
It's
glitch.
Also,
O'Donnell's showing up on
get
his
your
channel.
6
They're
to
all
12
on
months early,
Rockfin.
heavy, document deep dives,
O'Donnell looks
interviews.
scared.
We're basically
He's
doing
lost
everything
the
all
RT.
at once in a relatively clever and
He
hopefully
does not look happy.
informative. And
Franco
funny
is happy
way.
compared to
And
how he was
generally
a couple years ago.
better than most other
He
people.
used to
So
be
it's
Ike
it's a
G
lot of fun.
Sports.
It's a lot of fun.
He used to
I
have
think it's a
really
lot of
bad
fun,
depression.
From, the jokes that you guys do, Pasta's cheesiness, the music, even the music before the show
He's
starts.
an actor.
It's the same kind of
He's
music.
acting.
Before
I don't
Slow
know
News
if
Day
I
starts,
don't
too.
think these
Classic
people are
hip-hop and the
actors,
instrumentals
except
there.
for O'Donnell.
J-Fod, you're a guest on there too. You got your own show. You want to tell us
I
more
think
about that? For the
they
people
are
who don't know
military
who you are,
guys.
sir?
This lone wolf
Absolutely.
guy.
Well,
Look
first
at
of all,
the
I love getting to
distraction
be on Anarchy in the
built
morning.
in.
It's fun for me. It's a very cathartic experience.
The
I get to
flashing
hang with
blue
my
and
pals.
red.
I am
What a
constantly, I'm a
coincidence
stand-up
that
comedian, been
Convo
doing stand-up
Coach
for a very long time, so I'm always
was pulling that
working on my
crap.
stand-up act. I know it seems
O'Donnell
kind of like
makes it
weird
obvious
these days to do
that he's
in
reading
real
off
life
the
stand-up
teleprompter.
comedy shows, but I love it. I love it, and it's
I
my
like to
favorite
have the
thing to do. So I'm
volume
always
on
working
low
my
for
stand-up
them
act.
so one can
I do
see
a
that
live stream show called
I'm not
Take Your
just
Pills
cherry
Psychopath,
picking
where I
them
use comedy to
reading
talk about politics
something
and
off of
mental
a
health. You
computer
can find
monitor
that
that
on Rockfin, and I'm just
is what they're
just trying to do
doing,
my
so
thing,
it
man.
makes
Just trying to put a
sense and
body of work
it's not
together. That's what I've always
scripted.
said. There's a lot of things you can't control in
So
this
when you have
life.
the volume
You
on
control
low,
how kind you are to people, and I can control what kind of body of work I put together.
you can see
And that's what I'm
that
doing, Franco.
he's supposed to be in the first
And this
person.
is
He's
Charles
supposed to be
Anderson's
himself.
first time on the show since I got
Like
to
I'm
meet
being
him
myself.
in person. That was cool. How you doing, buddy?
So you
Doing
have
pretty
to
good,
look
Franco.
at this as a
Appreciate being
game.
invited back
If you're
on
doing
again.
what I'm doing, what I
For
did
sure, man.
do,
You had a great
what I'm
segment
trying to stop
yesterday
doing.
on Elon Musk.
It's early
And
right
I
now,
talked about this
5:19
with
a.m.
Jason Burmis, spilling the beans of a lot
Jason
of the
Burmis.
origin stories of Elon Musk.
That's what
I
I
don't
mean by
get
tied to
why
the
we
hip.
gotta trust
Franco's
this guy
eyebrows
to
are
save
popping
our
up.
free speech. But as we
He's
were
too
talking
young
before
to
this,
have-
it seems like some of you guys are pretty
What's that,
enthusiastic, right?
Parkinson's?
So you guys don't find any.
It's a pattern.
You guys can't relate to this tweet here by Fiorella Isabel.
I'm only
saying
able
that
to put together
both the
5-minute
idiots harping that
videos
Musk is sent
when
by Putin and rage quitting Twitter,
play around
and those
with
thinking
the
he's some godsend hero are the
screen
perfect
when I
example
crop stuff
of the
in.
liberal versus conservative
So
wings
this is
that get
incestuous.
used for culture war
So I'm not
battles,
doing any of that right
while
here,
the 1%
but it
get
means I
richer
can
and the
relax
surveillance state gains
and let
power.
this
Now,
go, and I can
why
try
do
to
you guys think
find
that
my
Elon Musk is our
flow.
savior for Twitter? Steve,
His head just,
and everybody else.
Franco just went sideways. His head right
Oh,
there.
you're muted.
If you read the Bible,
I think a
Franco,
lot of
it
those
tells you
technical
that our inalienable
things are
rights, our
scripted
God-given
in.
rights, the ones that Jesus enshrined in
Pointing
the Constitution,
became the
are
weakest
protected by
link. He became
billionaires, and
very
this is the word
easy
of the
to
Lord.
see that
So,
he is
I mean,
scripted.
we don't get our
As easy,
God-given rights
if not
from
more so, than
billionaires,
O'Donnell.
then who do we get
And
them
at that
from?
point,
And who are
when
we
my
going
focus
to ask for our
became
free speech
very directed
back
at himself
on
and
a
Gloria
social media
Jones,
platform? I mean,
Glory Jones
I'm
had the
just trying
teleprompter
to
bouncing
go
off of
with
her
what's in
eyeglasses.
front of us here.
Now I know I'm
That's
talking
a
over
great
them.
tweet,
It's
by the way.
because
Yeah,
nothing
that
they
is
It
say
is a great
matters,
tweet.
and
And
if
you're
you
right, he
listen
is
to
our
them,
savior. And thank
you're
goodness our
letting
savior is so clever. His most recent
scumbags
tweet, next
look
on
at.
buying
You're
Coca-Cola,
letting
put the
them
cocaine back in.
dictate what your
Clever
thoughts.
dude. I mean, he is
I'm not
clearly
trying
going
to
to preserve
dictate
all of our
anything. I'm
freedom
just
for
sitting
us,
here,
and we don't have to worry
frickin'
about it anymore.
5:21
Meanwhile, he
a.m.
is completely funded by the military
trying
industrial
this
complex.
new
I
His
also
live
heard
origin
he's
stream
going to
story.
shtick. I've
rename
tried
it
this before,
Zelensky
but I was
Cola.
only doing it in 5
Oh
minute
yeah, there you
slots.
go.
I did a recent one on
Zelensky
the
Cola.
game
He's gonna
4,
personally one-on-one fight
the
Vladimir
Celtics
Putin, and he's just gonna take us to
Nets.
Mars. And he
Now the
made his
Celtics
money
got
off of being
pounded by the
off of government
Bucks, so I'm
subsidies.
not too
I mean, he's
eager
plundered the
to do
global
another one of
south.
those. Maybe I will.
He's a neo-conquistador for the resources of Bolivia. I mean, this is the guy that's gonna like.
I could
that's gonna
probably
save us
impersonate these
from Twitter
creeps.
censorship. Come
So they're
on.
I do
plugging
like all of
Fiorella
these things are true,
Isabel.
but honestly, in
It's
my head, I think
incestuous.
it's
They
funnier to
always
look at
mention
it
the same
as the world's
names.
richest man
The
version
guests
of
are
going
always
out
the
and buying a
same.
boat after your wife leaves you for Chelsea Manning.
That is a better way to look at it. That is a more fun way to look at it.
That is a more
It's
fun
like,
way
I
to
mean,
look
it's just,
at it. According
what's he
to
gonna
the
do? Buy a
script
red
writer,
Corvette? He's Elon Musk, so he's got to make the purchase extra special.
no one talks
so
like
it's
Poinkinen's
gonna
doing
be-
right there. That head bobbing.
Exactly. And
So
who
I'm
knows? I
saying
mean,
F
he got
you
tired of
to
Dogecoin
each
after
of
a little
these,
while. Maybe he's just gonna get
to
tired
all
of
these
Twitter
people in real life. I
and
am
move on to the
saying
next
F
thing.
you to each and every one of
Oh
them.
my god.
That you're the
Now,
lowest,
you know,
you're the
I
most
gotta agree with the other
immoral,
two guests here. He's absolutely the savior, and you gotta think of it like this.
creepy
You ever heard that old cliche when you can't beat
scum
them, join
people
them?
that
Okay,
can
so we
possibly
got the
exist.
richest guy in the world. He's saying he likes free
They
speech.
are the ones
He's got
who are
the money
denying
to back up what he wants
democracy.
to do. I mean, doesn't this sound like a win-win to you, Franco?
If you look
I
at
mean,
Franco, he's
what are we
intoxicated.
missing here? Okay,
He's
we
What
have
we're
these
intoxicated
missing,
in a
Charles,
junky
resources. If
way.
only
You
we
can
could
just
get him on
feel
our
it. I
team,
pick up on
everything would be so
patterns.
much better. Don't you see that?
what
He's
we're
not as bad
missing,
as
Charles, is
Jamal
that he
Thomas,
is creating
but you
heaven
just
on earth
focus in on
by
their
trying to find
faces.
ways to
You can
upload our
see.
consciousness
Look at
to
him
a
staring
computer.
down that
Don't you
teleprompter.
think that's a huge win for
I want
humanity?
each and every one of these losers
Absolutely,
to
man.
know that we know that they're reading off
Yeah,
Nothing
let's go full
teleprompters.
let's go full
Let's go on
transhumanist.
Twitter, their Twitter accounts. They seem to love
Uplink our
Twitter. The
consciousness,
battle
and yeah, I mean, as long
may
as the
be
people on the
verbal
far left and the far
battle.
right are upset, then everything's going to be okay. Whatever he meant by that.
This is all fake. They
Well, I
want
mean,
to draw us
world's
into their
richest man.
fake,
Now,
disgusting,
or as soon as the sale
drug-infested
goes through, will own
lives.
everybody's data on Twitter.
I think what's going on with involuntary
Like, I
body
mean, just
tremor
on
from
an
Poinkin
observational
who
level,
lied about being fired from the
that's
nation.
disconcerting. It is. It's unsettling to know that, like, the guy who now has everybody's data on Twitter also has the
That's a
DOD,
self-trigger,
DARPA contracts,
because
also
they're
is the
self-trigger.
poster boy
You have
for
to
transhumanism,
have very
wants
fast
to put
eyes
a
to do what
freaking
I'm doing
Neuralink
there.
in everybody's head.
I'm not
Who
trying to
also
think for
is
anyone. I'm
to
trying
corner the
to
market
give a methodology.
on driverless transportation.
So
Transportation in
Poinkinen's
general.
talking some garbage up about
Got
something.
the,
You know
the
that.
bullet train thing and the tunnels and
But
all
what
that
I'm
kind
saying
of stuff here.
is his face bobbing
It's just
back, right and left, right.
The unwillingness of people
Where the
to
body's
want
moving
to
that
take
way.
a step back.
I have an idea for
Bring
them.
in a
You
little
have
bit
like a
more of the
moving
picture
teleprompter.
than what
So
they
all they have to
So,
do
like,
is
sort of
barely move
knee-jerk
their
reaction,
eyes,
pounce on
and
whatever
bring
the
the
moment is.
you bring the TV,
I mean, even that's
the teleprompter,
kind of,
the screen.
overused,
I'm sorry,
but
the
even that's
teleprompter.
kind of like a 1984,
Like the way they
Orwellian
used to film
reaction,
people in cars.
where
They'd have
the only thing that matters is what the state has said.
the only
in
thing
law.
matters is that you're a
If the state has contradicted itself,
military
that's you being
shill.
a bad believer, because the message now is what the message is, and that's
Look at
what
this
the message
idiot.
has always been. It's I don't know. It's like they're
bobbing
trying
his
to
head.
turn everyone.
What I think they're doing
give
is
everyone some
trying
sort
to
of like
set
mild
up
schizophrenia.
fake communes,
Yeah,
fake
now,
real life,
he's gonna like
living
Bezos has the Washington
situations,
Post, and now
and they want people to join up.
That's gonna be his.
They want to
his
find
public square,
Mannings.
his news outlet. So
They're
to speak,
looking
that
for
he's
a
gonna have
big
control
fish.
over.
They
And
want
it's so
the
weird.
next
It's like the
Hammond.
mainstream conservative class is like
They want
so
the
psyched
next
about this,
Manning.
and the mainstream liberal class is just freaking the fuck out. You know, it's like they've completely
John
set up
O'Donnell, an
this
actor,
narrative
even though he has
counter-narrative
acting
bullshit
skills,
surrounding this
if someone's reading
this
off a
thing, which at the end of the
teleprompter,
day, it's like
it's
it's Twitter. It's so
obvious.
sad that Twitter has become
Lawrence
known as the
Olivier
public
couldn't
square.
get away
It's
with
called
this.
Twitter,
The
for
only way
God's
you
sake.
can get away with this
Real
is
quick,
if you
I just wanna put
memorize
this
the
up here.
lines.
Musk
But they're
is
on too
Brainiac, and
much.
we know Bezos is
They're on
Lex
too
Luthor,
often.
right? Here's Lex Luthor. Kind of looks like Bezos, bald
They
head,
line up with
evil
Snowden
billionaire
documents.
businessman.
They're tied in
And
with
here's
the
Brainiac.
mainstream media.
Now
They
he said
complain
Musk
about
is
the
Brainiac
mainstream,
because
yet
of Neuralink.
they keep
and uploading our
pushing
consciousness to a
it
computer.
as if it has
All this
meaning.
data collection, that's stuff that Brainiac would do. Like his consciousness
I like
survives
looking
in
for
the
that
little,
self-trigger
microchip.
stuff. John
But,
O'Donnell deep
I mean,
down
you're
knows
right.
that this is wrong.
JFOD, it's sad how
He's
Twitter
mature
is becoming
about
this
it
public
in
square.
that I don't think
I
he's trying
discussed when
to
Derek Bros was
upset
on
the
here last
viewer.
time about how they're moving.
I don't think
the
he's
next
trying to be
step of the Great
diabolical.
Reset, when all these
Poinkin is
creepy elites got
diabolical.
together
He's
at the World
very
Economic Forum, was
he's a
the next step
pathological
is the
liar.
great narrative. And what better way
He
to
gets
control the narrative
satisfaction
than on the public
out of a line.
square, which is Twitter.
To O'Donnell, this is a paycheck.
Bezos also has ties to these elites.
He probably
controls the
thought
Washington
he'd
Post.
make the
Same
Mount
thing with all
Rushmore
these
eventually.
other bigger, more powerful people like the
Franco,
Vanguard Group and BlackRock
coming out of depression,
control all
you
of
can see
mainstream
signs
media.
of the manic depression in
Well,
him.
Bezos has Twitch too, and a lot of people forget that.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the Lone Wolf
Yeah,
podcast, he's
Twitch
just
is
a
an Amazon
random
Bezos product.
guy, and the reason
And
why
that's
he
where-
is on a lot is,
You know, all of like the
pardon
biggest
Poinkinen's
shit-wig
nasty
narrative managers
coughing.
for the next
He
generation.
does that quite a bit. Sorry.
Of
But
little
the Lone
woke
podcast guy,
fuckers,
he looks
are
military.
coming from.
Yeah, bred to.
And they're the
He
people that get
look.
elevated.
He's doing it because he's got a
So
really
yeah,
nice
yeah.
low
No,
voice.
it's just one big
Sounds like a
happy
country western
oligarch gang
type
bang.
singer.
And
Poinkinen makes a lot of annoying
we're
sounds.
the only one in the middle that doesn't
Dropping
have the
stuff.
deer antlers on.
Nasty
That's it.
tattoos.
Everybody else gets
He's
like
just
the deer,
a very
whatever,
disgusting.
The mask. It's just,
I'm non-violent. I think everyone should be non-violent.
Yeah.
I want to make that
We're
clear.
We're the meal
But I
for
do
the spirit
think
cooking ceremony.
that people like this
To
do
me,
need
one
to be
thing that I'm
condemned.
really seeing out
They
of
do
this,
need to be
and it really
confronted
troubles me, is just
on
it seems
Twitter,
like
wherever you
people
can
don't
get
learn
through to
from
them,
mistakes
to
of the
let them
past,
know,
even
to
recent
let them
mistakes of the
know,
past.
to
All
let
this
the
hero
person
worship
behind the
always tends
personas
to bite
know
people in the ass.
that they did not get
And,
away
you
with
know,
this,
Bernie Sanders, it happened
and that we can
twice.
see their eyes,
People
we
have
can
been
follow
Might
trying
their
happen a
eyes,
third time.
and that they're not professional
2024.
actors.
Oh well, even better. Yeah, okay.
So
You
yeah,
know,
let's talk over each other
I mean,
and
this just keeps happening
try to
time
make
after
this
time,
sound
and I think it
organic.
shows
So
the
O'Donnell's
big
like
culture
frozen.
divide that
That's
the
how
oligarchs
his
have
persona
wanted
is
to
trying to
create, and
get
it
through
exists now.
these
There are people
shifts.
who are just longing
He's like,
for
this
some
is
hero to
reality.
come along and fix everything, to the point
This is my
you could point
job.
out all
This
the
is my
flaws
paycheck.
of Elon Musk, and they're gonna say, yeah, but okay, there's no perfect person.
They're
You
all
gotta
like
take the
that,
bad
but
with the good. It's like,
O'Donnell
do you not realize
is
this is the same
from a
shit
higher
when we're
class
talking
than them.
Democrats and Republicans? Half of them would say
What's
O'Donnell's
the
known.
alternative,
Democrats
Now,
Charles?
what
for the
might have
same
happened with
reasons.
O'Donnell
That's what they
is
say. What's the alternative? Just like when you tell them about
he
all
got
the evil shit that
exposed
the
as
Democrats
a
do.
call for an
They're like, what's the
uprising.
alternative? The
I'm
Republicans?
not sure if he's a
You
call
tell
for
them
an
all this stuff about
uprising,
Elon Musk. What's the alternative?
but I'm not
All
sure
these
he
other oligarchs that own
isn't.
Twitter right now?
Call for an uprising changed
But
his
they all work for
voice.
the same
He's
people.
now
You can
filtered.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
So
me,
either
what's even worse,
O'Donnell
though, are the
is
people
or
who
was a
don't
call
use
for an
that logic for the
uprising,
Democrats and
and they
Republicans.
were
I've encountered a few people on Twitter
changing
who've
his
moved
voice
past
just
the
a
whole,
little
well,
bit,
what's
or
the
he
alternative?
did it,
They're to
or
the point, okay, well,
something
you know, whatever,
to
Democrats
such
and
an
Republicans
effect,
suck.
or
I'm not
they
going to go
want
vote for them.
us
But now they're
to
doing
think
this. Now they're
they're the
cheering
same
on Elon
person
Musk and then
because it
saying,
can't
well,
be
what's the
proven.
alternative to
Or,
Elon Musk?
or even if
You
it
know,
can be
and what
proven,
killed me was this one
like
guy
I
on
proved
Twitter
they're
in
on
particular.
teleprompters.
He spent tweet after tweet just hurling insults around, and I just threw one up, and I'm like, okay,
All you have to
what about
do
it being a public utility?
is
And then
so
it's
you
like
focus
almost
in on this
immediately
lone
he
wolf
tries to jump,
guy,
well, I've been supporting that
and you
for
start.
years, so why in the hell are
The
you sitting
premise
here
is
throwing
he's
tweet
reading.
after
This is
tweet out
scripted,
about Musk if you support
and that
public utility?
these people
Wouldn't
aren't
that be a far
geniuses. They
better
can't
option than a
memorize this
billionaire
crap.
buying
They
it?
can't do this every day
Yeah.
memorizing it.
Yeah, I think people are just longing for something, man. People are just looking for somebody to
You
save
can
them
often see the
instead of realizing we need
teleprompter
to save
reflecting
ourselves.
off
We need to create our own
glasses.
sense
I
of
think
community.
one
We
can,
need to
yeah,
get
one can
out
see
these
that right
corporate
there
systems.
off
I think
McDonald's
that they just
glasses. You
really
have to
are
get
longing
close to
for
the
that.
screen, though.
And I think that we're also
the best way to
as
prove
Americans that if we pay
that they're
attention to the
scripted
corporate
is by
media, we're
looking
just
at
constantly
their
triggered and put
eyes,
into a hyper
either their
anxiety
head
state
or their eyes,
day
or
after
both.
day, and we have short-term memories because of that.
Hard Grimace
So
by
we can keep
O'Donnell.
getting manipulated again
He's
and
reading.
again and again.
There's
and it
the
keeps happening.
certain,
And,
like if they mess up the words,
it
you know
sucks.
they're reading.
Yeah.
So where do you think this is going
With
to
the
lead?
cadence,
If Elon Musk,
you can
know,
pick
takes
up that
control
they're
over Twitter,
reading.
we know that
I
there's
got
gonna be
the
some data
heat's still
collection
going.
there,
The heat's on
what'll
right
be the
now.
ultimate
The bit of
consequence? Will
rattling.
we see more censorship happening?
Maybe I can
What do you guys think will
mute
happen?
that out of
Well,
this
Franco,
or
he
lessen
just
it.
said, he just tweeted that DMs on Twitter should be
That
should
was
be encrypted
rough.
like
That
by
was
Signal,
a rough
Signal,
transition. The
end-to-end encryption.
segue
So
from
I trust that, right?
Franco
Why
to
should we take his
O'Donnell
word for
was
it?
not organic.
No, we
Well,
should.
if it's like Signal, it won't be encrypted.
So look at
Exactly.
And if it's
that's
like
an
Signal,
infomercial vibe
there's
from
going to be
Pork
like 8
pointing
other
in. If it's
companies that
Signal,
pop up
you
right
can see
next
his
to
head
probably
going
advertise on
sideways.
Twitter a suite of hacking
You can see
tools
grimace.
for how to get into Twitter.
You can see the arrogance in this guy.
I mean,
You
if
can
it's
see the
really Ancapistan, why wouldn't Elon take that
sociopath
money
in
anyway?
him.
Right? You know, I mean, so let's
He can
extrapolate
lie.
this
Some
out.
people do not mind lying.
Okay.
At least
He already
O'Donnell
said
says
if the
we have
10%
freedom of will
extremes on either side
of
Right,
how
yeah.
we're going to
is
treat
stopped,
others.
it's a good business.
So I
model.
see O'Donnell
We're
as a
doing
more
okay.
thoughtful,
Is a dude
reflective
who
person
pulled
who
the shipment
just
and
sees
custom
no
order
way
of a dude's Tesla
out of
because he wrote a negative
previous
review about Elon.
decisions that he made.
That's who Elon Musk is. You know,
And he's suffering. I
someone
think John
who's
O'Donnell
proven
suffers
himself
at
to
that
not
job
only be petty and retaliatory,
because they sign
but
non-disclosure
somebody who
agreements.
largely
They
has
just
helped shape
can't
a narrative himself.
spill
You
beans. They
you
can't
gotta
do that.
expect somebody. And look, you can do all kinds of
They're still talking about
posturing,
Elon Musk. I don't
but
even
for
listen
all of the bot
to
algorithms
what
and
they're
stuff, and all
saying
of the shit
because
libs
I
that
think
lost
for
a bunch of
myself.
followers, and all of the
I look for
conservative
Pat.
that gained
I
a bunch of
am
followers
observing. I
at
am
the
studying
exact
them.
same
I have been
time.
studying
Like, if that doesn't scream something's
exactly
being
what
manipulated
these
to you,
people
I don't
do.
know what does. You know, this is somebody whose whole business model is shaping a narrative that, next to solid reporting, has very little to do
Self-trigger.
with the facts.
I mean, you could zone in. If I had the skills, I could zone in. And
He's a vibe.
he's like a,
that, you
what do you
know,
call it,
who
telestrator? What?
runs
I
a
could make
brutal,
circles. I could
bloodthirsty
pause it.
business
This and that.
contracts in every
That's too
instance
time
with the
consuming for
Defense
myself. I
Department
could do
or
it, but it
DARPA
would
or the
be
military or the
amateurish.
government on some level.
I would get better at it, but it
That's
would
your
just be
dude?
too
That's your dude.
time consuming.
I was on TNT radio last night.
Were
and it was
you?
the same thing. You kind of
TNT
like
radio.
go through the list
Yeah,
of
right.
who
Oh, I
Elon
think
Musk
Misty's
is,
on that.
what he's done,
Some fake
what we
radio
can
station.
verify,
These are
you
called
know,
false
and
flags.
just there. And the dude's like, well,
All
yeah,
we
but
have
what
to
he's
do,
thinking,
I don't
it
know if
could,
it's
you know, I mean,
possible,
it just all goes right
but
out.
all we
It
have to
is. It's
do
like, I don't. There's a reset button.
is find
Yeah, there's
information
so much.
in real life.
Just the pillaging of the global south. I mean,
we will coup whoever we
This
want.
is an
Yeah, we will
infomercial.
coup whoever we want. He straight up said it. He doesn't care. I mean, he will completely destroy.
Even
the
smart.
entire
Watch some
Earth
smart
if he
people.
keeps
They
a
don't
better
talk
battery,
this fast.
you know?
Noam Chomsky. Watch any
I don't
smart
know. I mean,
person in
he's
dialogue.
Just like, how
in
much
this,
money
and
did he
then you
make
can
over the course of the
see
pandemic? I mean, how
how
many times
fake this is.
Did he like? Didn't he more than double his wealth, or something like that? Crazy. Like, if you're
No
somebody
one,
that
and
made
so in
that
real
much
life,
money
someone would have
during
said
a
something,
global
but
pandemic,
it's not scripted
then
for them
you know
to
what
say
I mean?
something.
Then you are wrapped up in some shady shit.
Yes, you are.
articles that came out
Self-trigger.
about how he mistreated his
Self-trigger,
workers.
Poinkining's keeping
Go
his
ahead,
head down.
Well, I was just gonna say, to make all that money during the pandemic, it's
Franco
the polar
seemed to have
opposite
taken a
of
hit
what
on that
most of the mom and
self-trigger,
pop shops
and
did
O'Donnell's
during the
thinking
pandemic.
about
They
what
were
he
forced
just
out
said
of business.
too.
They were, strangled.
This is a
into
sinking
bankruptcy,
ship.
basically.
These
Meanwhile,
are
he's over here
exposed.
doubling his wealth, which was
Look at
already
this
in
lone
the
wolf
billions to
guy.
start with.
His head
So
bobbing
absolutely, there's
sideways.
something shady there. As far
Something
as
shady there.
what's gonna
The
happen
script
now that
writers
he's
has
making this
diction
purchase of
issues. He
Twitter,
keeps saying
what's he gonna
shady.
do with it? You know,
He
I'll
thinks
say this: for all the people
them
that
both
want to
saying
cheerlead him
shady
on, I hope you're right.
will make
I'm
it
not
more
gonna bet
organic.
on it. It's not
You're not
brain
going to
rot, in
lie.
my
You're not going to
opinion.
bet.
far as what I see him doing,
As far
with
as
it,
what
I
I'm
would
reading
say
off the
he's probably just going to do
teleprompter,
what he said and make an edit button, which hoorah, that's freaking wonderful. He'll
John
allow a few
O'Donnell, I'm
people that
just
got
trying to
kicked
get through
off
the
to probably come
shift.
back onto
Face
Twitter.
yoga, put the glasses
And
back.
aside
Hard
from that, I
grimace
see
from
it going in
O'Donnell,
one of two directions after that
who
point.
doesn't want to
It's
bob
probably
his
either going
head.
to be something where it's like a pay to play, where now you got to pay for a subscription service to use it.
If you're
I
not
could
talking,
easily
why
see Elon Musk doing that.
be
If
stupid
he
like
doesn't,
Jardula?
here's
Read
something
along.
else that seems to be falling through the
You can
cracks
see
in
them
this
doing
whole
it, though.
Elon Musk is going to save everything. Elon
They have
Musk has
I
billions
think
of
they have
dollars,
headphones on,
but
so they
little
can
known
have
and little mentioned
Oz
here,
or someone
he did get some money
say,
from
"Okay,
some other
fella,
investors.
you're up next. You're
It's
coming
not
on soon
just his
here.
money tied up into
It's
this.
your turn
Whenever there are
soon."
other people tied into it, what
Look
they
at
want
Poinkin
has
and
to be
reading his
taken into
lines.
consideration too.
Look at
So
Poinkin
he
and
got it from
reading
a
his
bank. Let me
lines.
ask you
Oh, he
this.
got it from like 7 banks. We did a whole segment on the show yesterday
Right.
on the banks that helped bring about
Which
the
feeds
loan.
into my
Why
question.
is
Okay,
Poinkin's
so all
eyes
the people
going
who are shitting on
sideways?
Elon Musk,
So he ran off to
where did
Rockfin
you
because he
stand
was
on the
the
whole Wall
easiest,
Street
most
protest years ago?
stupid,
Just how much do you
idiotic,
trust big banks? Because if they're tied
idiot,
up into this, they're going to get a
loser,
say so in the future of this thing too,
junkie
because they got money
trash.
tied up into it. How
So
much
he ran off
consideration is
because
that being used in all these people
I
who think
figured out
Elon
how to
Musk is great? You
download
think he
from
controls the
the
banks too, and he's
greatness
going
of
to tell them what the
YouTube.
fuck to do?
There's a couple of
Yeah,
French
drink up some
banks.
more.
There's a
That'll
couple of
make up
Japanese
for a great
bank,
life
Royal
for you,
Bank of
Lone Wolf.
Canada, another Canadian bank, J.P. Morgan,
Shill.
Morgan Stanley.
Lone Wolf Disinfo
But these
Shill.
are the
What's your
people
real
that
name?
are holding,
When did you serve in
securing,
the
and
Army?
making possible for like bridge and balloon loans in the billions. He's
Yes.
got 28
Poinkin
billion
and
of
Jones
that 44
were
billion
born for
wrapped
each
up in
other.
2
Maybe
Canadian banks.
Glory Jones is his daughter. I
And
don't
even
know.
just say JP.
Or wait,
I
I
would
said
not be
that wrong. I'm
surprised.
sorry. 28 billion of the 44 billion that's being used to purchase
I don't know what
Twitter
happened there. It was
is
either
being held,
scripted
secured,
or
processed, and facilitated by 2 Canadian
Lone
banks,
Wolf
and
is saying,
Elon
dude,
Musk is the
you just
face
messed up
of
the
that
line.
money.
Well,
I was
go
just
ahead.
going to say, take JP
Yeah,
Morgan just alone.
Go ahead.
Automatically, that's a name that throws up red
Yeah.
flags. Look at what JP
Yeah.
Morgan has been involved in.
That Breland guy, the Reefer Breland guy from the
What I
first 5
want
minutes.
people to understand
That guy said,
is
yeah,
I know how annoying these
about
liberals
20,
can be
30
on
times.
Twitter when they throw their little hissy fits about
These people
oh,
were
we
nowhere to
need
be found
censorship
until
on
like
Twitter.
a
I
couple
know,
years
I
ago.
know how
And they're
annoying
talking
that is
about
when they're
shit
virtue
lives.
signaling and when they're pushing for arming Ukraine and standing with Ukraine.
This guy,
They want to
Franco, had a
silence voices,
video out
want
like a
accounts to
half
be
year
taken down.
ago. Like
But
not
just
that long
because
ago. And he's
you
saying,
think those people
it's
annoying
time to give up on
doesn't mean
Cenk
you have to
Uygur. It's
praise
time to
an
give up on.
oligarch who is
It's like we
pandering,
gave up on
saying
daily
that he wants
costs
free
in
speech on a platform.
2006.
Many people who have been pundits
We
for
the
years,
anonymous
speaking
left
against the billionaires,
or
I see are
independent, we
praising
gave up on
this
this.
billionaire now, throwing away all their principles, all
Look
the
at
all the stuff that they've
Franco
been
reading
talking
off a
about
teleprompter.
against billionaires,
Franco, what's your
and
real
are
name? Is
praising
that
him
your
now
real name?
just
I want
to
a
own
full
the libs.
dossier on these people.
The enemy of your enemy in this situation is still your enemy. Right, and I know you talked about that, Charles. Go ahead, J5. I know you were about to say something.
No, that's fine. I was just gonna say that it's weird to me. What was I gonna say? That okay, so now learning about these different banks being behind it, me not knowing too much about that, it makes me see that Elon Musk is just a figurehead for this thing, and maybe this is all just a Trojan horse to just like
Exactly.
destroy Twitter.
Exactly.
I don't know if it
We will get
destroys
back
Twitter,
on track, and
but,
this will be
but there have been a
organic.
number of people who
We are
at
looking
least
for
in
Mannings
their own
and
minds and the way they
Hannons
see it,
and
look at
Snowdens.
this as a way to
Yeah,
collapse
him
the
and
other
Franco are
social media
such
platforms.
radicals.
They were like, "Yo, dude,
They're
once
so to the
Elon has
left.
Twitter, and
They're
the
like so
fucking
organic.
daddy
It's so
freaking
believable.
lithium
You
restores
guys are so
our free speech."
believable. This is so
Who's gonna go to
believable.
Facebook? Everybody knows they censor.
Everybody
Who's
knows
gonna
it.
go
Everybody
to
knows it.
Instagram?
Everybody knows it.
they
Everybody
censor.
knows it.
All the
Everybody
other
knows it.
platforms that were the free speech platforms, like
The fake
Twitter,
quote signs,
have
the
an
fake
Orler
quote
and
signs, the
all the
manual.
other,
Yeah.
pop-up data harvesting, let's, get everybody's
Left to right, left to right, right to left,
websites
left to right,
that
left
their
to
social media apps that have popped up. are gonna fall by the wayside. Nobody's gonna use them because
I
for
can't
a
even
brief period
say
of time,
what I'm
however long
thinking
it takes to
about
get rid
these.
of
What should
a
be
number
what?
of other,
Well,
competitive social
I will
media
not
platforms,
say
everyone will at least be
everything
under
that
the
I'm
illusion
thinking.
that
No, I
their
won't.
God-given right to speech has been, benevolently bestowed back to them by a billionaire. I'm sorry for all of
Why
the
is this
alliteration
scripted?
there. That
Why
was
is
not
every freaking word
intended at
scripted?
all.
Look at him going
But dude,
sideways like
my
that.
bad.
No one. You're bad.
So,
He said something about.
you still think this is like a Trojan horse for the people
I
who
talked
are
over
really
it,
in
but
control of this country?
I
Do
mean, when
you
all these
every
get
moment,
anything given to you
it's
from a
like the
billionaire that
universe.
doesn't come at a
The
significant
universe
cost, either in the immediate,
has no
the
central
something that's
point.
hidden, or something that you know you're gonna have to give up down the
Patterns
road, but it seems worth it
are
in the
called
now?
such
Absolutely not. See,
because
I agree
that's
with you there,
what
man.
they are.
I mean,
And
I
all
know
the-
it
yeah.
would be, I mean, really, but like,
Is that a
there's
real
other
conversation?
I mean, are
things.
they going to get rid of the fact checking shit? Are they
Or
going to
is
get
it
rid
an
of all of the fact
infomercial
checkers
of
and all of
some
that stuff?
And
device?
the Russian state
And
affiliated
the
media
Russians, my
label
turn.
on certain journalists.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think that
yeah.
with Tesla, though, he may be a Trojan horse
He's
for
looking
the
at
Great
the
Reset and the Fourth Industrial
his head's bobbing.
Revolution.
That's
How
so.
they're trying
That's how you know
to
where the
push
teleprompter is. He
forward
looks
these
away.
quote unquote renewable sources
Quote.
of
See the
energy
fake
that
quote
still
signs?
rely
He
on
threw them in
extracting
quick. His
resources
eyebrows are
from
tweaking
other
out.
countries,
His
destroying the
jaw
environment.
is tweaking
It still
out.
relies on fossil fuels. I think with that, it's still, that's a Trojan horse. But
Boykin's
I
a
mean, what do you guys think?
disgusting
Yeah, I
human
think
being.
so. And I mean, it's like
Yeah,
electric car
infomercial
technology's been
vibe.
around forever. It's just now that it's just kind of been determined that the government's going to allow somebody to move forward with them, and so he's been subsidized for these electric cars. I don't even think he's like that much of a visionary or anything like that. He's gotten billions of dollars from our tax money. That's how he's rich, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he got some cash from Papa and the apartheid emerald mine.
So there was that. Yeah.
He
Pointing him reading because it's his
PayPal.
turn.
Yeah,
He said he was fired by the Nation by
I
Chris
believe
Hayes.
only invested in.
Okay.
But then,
They don't want you to know
somehow
that
worked
he's
his
not a
way up
journalist, and that was
to,
all fake.
through some chicanery in its own right, got into a
How
power
disgusting can
position,
you get
sold
with
PayPal
these people?
to
I mean,
our
they're-
good friend Piero Midyar.
It's their
which is
whole
where they
existence
began
is
their
nasty.
friendship and collaboration.
So even though we're not,
Yeah,
we're
and let's not forget
supposedly
Peter
not
Thiel
supposed to
was,
judge.
also PayPal, right?
We're not
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah, yeah.
condemn.
That creep.
We're not. We're supposed to live
Yeah,
and let live.
Kinda
What
going
these
back to what we
people
were saying
are
just a second
doing
ago,
is
if I could just throw something out there
unconstitutional.
real fast, and you brought
This
up
is
this up,
a
Franco.
trespass
The enemy of your enemy
on the
in this
Fourth
case still being
Amendment.
your enemy. This is kind of going back to the tweet
These
that
are
I
the
put out a few
most
days ago. For the
disgusting,
people that just want to
despicable.
follow that mentality because he's talking about freedom of speech and he's taking over Twitter, and you consider
That
the
exist.
old Twitter board to be your enemy. So in
Steve
those
Poikonen
people's
is a
cases, the enemy
disgusting.
of my enemy has to be my friend. I mean, just sit
Look
down
at
and
him
break that
reading
down. It
the
doesn't take
script,
very
studying
long to
his
figure out
lines
that is,
because
in a
he's a
lot of cases,
moron.
very, very flawed.
He's an
logic.
exposed
I
idiot,
consider the people in charge of this
demented.
country right
Look
now
at that
not to be
demented
my
smile
allies. They're
by
not doing me any
Poikonen.
favor. So you
O'Donnell
could
just
argue
wants
they're
to get through the
possibly my
shift.
enemy. Does that mean
They're
North
basically
Korea
indentured
is my ally?
servants. They're stuck in
Absolutely.
that job.
You know, does that
Unless they
mean
want to go
that
work at a gas
I would
station
consider Iran
for a lot
to be
less
my friend?
money.
Take your pick of the people that we also claim are our enemies.
See the
That
fake
doesn't
quote
mean they're
sign
my
that's in the
ally just
manual. He
because my
knows it.
government
He
sucks
just
right now. I mean, that's
try
the
to
kind of
shake
logic
off
these
an
people
internal
use. It's like,
doubt.
oh, well, if
They
he's
got.
against the old
They
Twitter
have
board,
more than one
he's got to be
teleprompter,
wonderful. It's
but they
incredibly
tend.
short-sighted.
They like to use a
And
teleprompter
I
that
want
lines
people to
up
think of it just
with
in terms
the
of this.
camera.
Think about just how difficult it can be to become a
How difficult it
billionaire
is to be scripted
once. Just $1
and to
billion
sound
worth of
legit,
net worth.
especially
amount
when
of
someone
money
has
that
proven
you're
that
talking
you're
about,
scripted.
I don't think people really grasp it at times. And so
You
for
don't
him to
grasp
have the
that
amount of money that he
the
has accrued over
teleprompter
time,
system was
honestly,
reflecting
you
off
are
of
not
Jamal
going to get that
Thomas's
kind of wealth
State
without
Trooper
making deals with the
sunglasses.
devil
Have you
along
thought
the
about
way.
that?
So if you're dealing
Lone
with
Wolf
him now that
with
he's
your head
made all those
bobbing
deals along the
sideways.
way, absolutely.
Who do you
Steve
think you're
pointed out, there's
fooling,
going to be
Lone
tons
Wolf?
of strings attached to
Or
this.
not,
and
you
gotta be a
anonymous
fool if
coward,
don't.
Lone Wolf? You fat.
Well said.
See, I can't even say. Oh, you
No,
wide-eyed.
there's
Yeah, have
people
another
saying
drink.
that
So
Twitter
this Lone
ideally
Wolf
should be
podcast
like
is
a
even
public
30.
sphere that
He's
is,
already an
it
alcoholic.
belongs
That's
to people.
awesome.
But
Look at how he's
where do you
drinking
guys
that.
stand on this? I know
He's
Steve,
an
you
alcoholic.
consider
He's
yourself
done.
an anarchist.
He's got no
J-Fod,
morals. You have
Charles,
to have
what do you guys
zero
think about Twitter?
morals to do
How
what
should
they're
it be
doing.
organized?
O'Donnell
Ideally,
knows he
in a
has no
perfect world?
morals. He's now an older part of this, but
Let's see.
he
I guess
feels no way out of it.
In a more perfect world, it would be
In a more perfect world, we
non-existent
wouldn't have
because we'd
jobs
actually
like
be
this.
interacting with
That's
each
what he
other,
wants to say.
and we
There was a
wouldn't need
fake
to have
symbol
something
by
like this,
pointing in. Oh, and the thumbs up
at
by
all. And social
Lone
media
Wolf,
sites are bad for
because
us. They're bad
that's
for our
what they were
dopamine,
trained
receptors. They're
to
bad for our
do.
serotonin receptors. We get that dopamine drip. We get addicted to it. I mean, you know, you ever have a tweet go viral and you can't fall asleep for
Have
like
you
2
ever
days? You know,
read
it's
stuff off
it's
of
a
a
problem.
script that is so unoriginal
But
that everyone's
in,
already heard
in
it?
a world where it has to exist, it would,
You
yeah, I
have
guess,
to
I guess it would
exist
be a
to
public
catch
utility,
Mannings
but what
and
does that
Snowdens.
exactly
Is that what
mean?
you're trying to imply?
Well, I mean, and then
with
also,
your
I guess it would be the
subconscious?
sort of, I mean, you'd have to understand, you have to have equitable algorithms, but I don't even know. I guess I don't know what it would look like in an ideal way because it's a social media site. And
That's
inherently
a trigger,
flawed because
self
it's keeping
trigger,
us away
because
from each other
they're
and pushing us into a
corrupting,
panopticon,
they're contaminating
fucking metaverse.
the algorithm with their state-sponsored disinfo shilling.
I love you guys. Personally speaking,
Pasta
I would say this,
Jardula
I'm
saying,
with
"I love
J-Fod
you
on the
guys,"
fact of I don't think there's really
because
all
they're
much of a
all
benefit to
paid
what
fakes.
social
They're
media
all
has actually
misty
done to us as a
money
people. If you
bags.
look at
They're all
levels
getting
of depression
paid.
and suicide, they
They're
really
all
correlate in a lot of cases
COINTELPRO
to
rat
extreme
effers.
usage of things like
These are called
Twitter,
rat
Facebook.
snitches.
The more people
These are
spend just
proverbial
buried into a
COINTELPRO
screen, the worse it
military
is on mental
shills.
health in a lot of cases. So I
These
completely agree
are
with him on that.
people
to me,
working
the best
with the
thing that you're gonna
FBI,
get with things like Twitter,
the
even
Five
Facebook,
Eyes.
yeah, the public utility, that's going to make it so that the
Look at this lone wolf
deplatforming
moron
isn't allowed to be done.
reading off of the
Unfortunately,
script.
and maybe, you know, maybe you
Fortunately,
guys
there's a
disagree, man,
script,
because
so
I'm
you
open
don't have to
to
think
what
for
you guys
yourself.
think, but
You
I
drunk?
don't know that even
You
a public
pitiful
utility
drunk?
could fix quote unquote censorship, as in, oh, we don't like that post, we're going to take it down. Even a public utility.
So you could
has
crop out
rules
their
as to what
eyes
you
and do
can and
stuff
can't
like
do.
that. I
And
did do
you're
that.
guaranteed that you
I'm
can
not
have
saying
power to your house.
lose your
Doesn't mean you
eyesight
can
going
tap
up to
into
the
central
screen.
box and start distributing power all over the place. You know what I mean? There's
Watch
still limitations.
some Ike G
So whoever's
Sports.
setting
It
these
was a
guidelines, whether
popular
it be the government,
sports
because they're
channel,
so
and it
trustworthy,
was Franco.
whoever is setting the guidelines could still say, well, you know, this is considered hate
Guy
speech,
just
and this is
disappeared,
considered
and then
an
he
attack
showed
on
up as
so-and-so, and it's all
Franco.
going to be regulated, and if you do this,
He
it
was
can be
so
taken down. I
depressed.
don't even know that a public
I
utility
tracked
would
down
fix
earlier
that element
videos
of
of
it.
Franco before he
You know,
became Frank
that's me. It all
Analysis,
depends on
and
how it's set up
he
when
was
it becomes
so
a public
depressed.
utility, but that could still be just as big of a problem, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, John's right. In a perfect world, we wouldn't need a social media app anyway.
You wouldn't, in a perfect world, you wouldn't need disinfo shills.
Ideally,
these people know that we know, which I think is what's going on. They know that we know. And they can't, it's creeping into their performances. They're falling apart. This is blowing up in their
I'm reaching for a word that just ain't coming.
drug
Section 230 would be
afflicted,
enforced.
drug ravaged faces and bodies.
You would either have social media
Poikinen's
platforms
can't
that
control his
are
body, he's shaking like a
platforms,
leaf.
and there are
Notice that with
overall
Fiorella.
general guidelines by which they operate.
Poinkinen admitted to
No
opiates.
kid fucking,
So I guess
you
that
know, no
that body
snuff
tremor
films,
stuff is from the
you know,
opiates.
all that kind
I
of
had to
shit.
guess. I can
And
sort
then
of tell.
whether people go on it or not.
I
is
know what
based
cocaine
on,
does
you
to the
know,
face.
how well that
And I know what the
platform does at
psychiatric
luring
pills
in
do to
people
the
who wanna
face.
give up their data. And
Self trigger
that's
right
it.
there, giving up the
You know,
data.
because you've got
So
the
they
overarching
hear the words
guidelines of the internet
and they
that
have
are
to
there. And there's
prevent
a court by which
prevent
arbitration
themselves.
takes place. There's
from
you know, ways to
thinking
find or
that
shut down those
they're all
companies
about
if they
collecting the
fuck over
data. They're
what
with the
230
people
says or what
collecting the data.
and that's it.
How is a
And
2-hour
otherwise, if you
podcast
don't like what
scripted?
you're
How is
being,
every
you know,
single
what somebody's
word
saying to you
of
on the
every
internet,
single
you
show
don't have
scripted?
to live with that. You don't.
So we don't have to live
Even if occasionally somebody sets your truck on
with
fire.
you
Like, you don't
scum
have to live
people
with that, you know?
contaminating the internet. We don't have to live
Yeah.
with this. We don't have to live with
Yeah,
Rogan and Dor and Uger.
So much of it.
We don't have to live with this.
So much
How
of okay.
how
so much
are
of the
we to
controversy
not
on
live
Twitter
with
has
this,
to do, I
you
think, with
scum
the
people?
echo chamber of Twitter
Franco,
that all of us are
you
in,
scumbag.
to a larger or lesser
How are we
degree.
to not live
It's about the news.
with
It's
you
about what's true.
assholes
It's about
contaminating
pushing
the
back against
algorithm?
propaganda. It's about propaganda wanting to win out. And I think there's other Twitter
Self-trigger,
users
Poinkin,
that
he did not.
use it in a more
He took a
sort of casual
beating from what
capacity,
O'Donnell
and I
said.
don't think that they're really worried about being deplatformed and stuff like that. And also, like Twitter compared to say
O'Donnell
Instagram or
reading
TikTok
a
has a much
speech.
smaller user base.
They
you
like to
know?
have people
Like, those
read their
sites have a lot.
speeches,
Those
gives
sites have
the
a lot
other
more
disinfo shows a
users on
chance
any
to
given day.
relax.
So I think Twitter is somewhat specialized.
Maybe study
in this
their
public square
lines.
that has to do with like these competing
I
narratives.
think that's what they
around
do.
what's
You
going
can
on
see
socially
Jamal
and
Thomas. You could.
geopolitically in the country.
I stopped
and it's like this
watching that
battlefield.
Jamal Thomas because he's so disgusting.
And the people who are telling the truth, whether it be
That's
on the
the
far left
easiest
or the
way to
far
stop
right,
watching
are
these
the
shows
ones
when you
who
get
are the
repulsed
casualties.
at flashing
Yeah, that's what I'm
lights.
saying.
That's
It is like a
repulsive.
battlefield. That's why people get so angry.
Pointing in
Like,
is
man, how could that
these
person
people
be
are
so
all
wrong?
repulsive.
How could they believe that narrative?
Franco
Um,
tends to not be as
It's the
repulsive,
saddest
but
battlefield.
he
and
is just as
that's
repulsive, but it's more
I see
subtle.
like more
Lone
I
Wolf
guess, people
chugging
that
on
don't
booze
have,
there.
like, I don't know, like a
No,
platform,
he's just
they're
like
not
a
journalists or whatever.
he's
People
just
become famous.
there's someone
just
cracking a
for
sound.
pushing back
Probably
against certain
Poinkin' in.
narratives a lot, but the casuals,
Either
the ones that are like,
Poinkin'
I
in
went to
or
the
I
movies
guess
today, had
Chardula's in
fun.
the next
You know,
room.
they just have like
They don't give
their
a
close
fuck.
friends as followers.
They want rattled
The
targets.
political world, though, the one we're in,
They want rattled targets.
that's where the huge battlefield is at. That's where you see like a whole bunch of
Direct
different
message
interactions all
these
day.
guys.
People getting emotional.
I tried that. I got involved
Sports
actually
Twitter.
with Brad Blog.
Oh,
Brad
Sports
Blog
Twitter
was
is
one of
as,
these
if
guys
not more
back in the
emotional
day.
than political.
He was more in the
Twitter.
O'Donnell. He
And,
was bigger
like,
than
I mean,
O'Donnell.
people get just
This
as
guy
mad
Brad Friedman from Brad
as
Blog.
they do because
And
right,
that
it's
was
the
when
same
I
fucking
felt
day.
I
you're
was
right.
getting
It's
involved. I
Tribalism,
was
right?
entering the fray.
There you go.
So they set up this
It's
new.
people screaming at each other over
It's
their
different
favorite
people,
team.
but
And if
it's
you
the
talk shit
same
about their favorite team, then
military
you're
shilling.
automatically a communist or you're automatically a fascist. Like, that's just how it is.
These are
You
morons
automatically
trying to
murder
portray
children.
themselves as
And
smart.
Red,
that's
brown,
just
and
for
alliance.
that's just
The
for
Red
being
Barn
a Bucks
Alliance,
fan.
like right there, the
You
way
know? Like, I mean, come on.
Franco
It's the same shit.
is trying to make it seem that he's educated.
something
None of
I
these
can
people are
absolutely
educated.
100%
They're reading
confirm. And
scripts.
what's even worse is when you start mixing politics and sports together. Franco, you probably remember this. Do you remember the time you had me on your show for a debate over the whole?
The clever
Yeah,
script
yeah, I
writer.
remember that.
Yeah.
You start mixing politics and sports, it can get real ugly.
Gee, Ace, why'd you get the phone call for the Bubba Wallace show?
Why did I get the phone call for the Bubba Wallace show?
It's like they're reading a script together for the
He got
first
into an
time.
argument with HMO podcast host Pedro. So I wanted to bring them on and debate.
That whole thing was funny.
Yeah.
What else? Like, what else has like politics and sports?
Yeah, Steve,
intertwined?
you're
like
so
the NBA,
organic.
some of the players protesting against the
Kneeling
mandate.
for the
Donald's like
national
just
anthem.
trying to get through the ship because
Colin
he knows they're not
Yep.
fooling
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah, it is all about.
So I think O'Donnell just
tribalism,
doesn't
like
want to
choosing your
piss off
team
the
sports, not
audience,
trusting
people
the
like
other
myself, ourselves.
Any final words you guys want to say about this topic?
Anyone.
Before I go to some Super Rays here,
O'Donnell, I
what
think,
about?
knows that this is wrong, but he has no way to get out of it.
I mean, look, about 3% of the population.
He said it at the beginning. He said
is
the
on
only.
Twitter anyway,
He
the
said
US
pretty much the
population.
only thing they can do.
Like that,
the
like
only thing
active, not that
these
has an
guys
account,
have the
but
power
like really active.
over is how they treat other people.
it's as big a deal as you make it.
Pointing in
You know, I
is
mean, like
so
from
stupid that he
from a content creator standpoint,
doesn't even.
looking
He's so
at where
self-aware
the
that
traffic
he's
to
not
our
even
shows
thinking
come
about how
from,
he's reading. He's obviously reading.
unfortunately, Twitter accounts for like more than 15%.
What an ass! He's reading.
And I would like that
His
to
eyes.
go,
Just look at
if I
pointing in
could
his
get that
eyes,
down
and
to
he's
like
reading.
5% or less. You know, I'm not that I care much.
So these are
anyway,
the rat
as it is now,
snitches. These are the
'cause I use
COINTELPRO.
Twitter to
This is
shit
modern day
post and to promote my
COINTELPRO.
friends and when I can
It's got
remember
nothing to
promote
do
the
with
show. Like that's it.
what do you
I
call
don't
that?
really
Gang
get into
stalking.
threads.
Remember all those gang
go
stalking
in and you know,
spam
like, oh, I'm gonna
comments
go
at the
fuck with
Intercept?
someone I'll never meet in real life today. You know,
Someone
like,
you'll
it's
never
just
meet
not.
in real life.
I don't know. I got other shit to do, but
You got other
I want to
shit
get
to
that
do.
down to 5%. I want to, you know, I want us to be on a self-hosted web. As soon as we get self-hosted, I don't.
Why
really
is
care where
this
the traffic
100%
for that
scripted?
comes
Every
from
word.
necessarily, because once you get to it, you're going to be on an emailing list that you're just going to know when we go live. You don't have to go to a social media website first. You could just bookmark the fucking website and be like, oh, it's 7. Done. Well, you know. I don't. These things are as necessary as we make them. It's a shame that they become aggregates for all information. Period. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't use
Yeah,
Twitter that
yeah.
much
It's an
because I'm just
infomercial.
like I just don't go on social media that much. But I
O'Donnell
need to use it
pays
more
sugar
because
because
of
he
what I do.
knows it's
And
not
it sucks.
Yeah.
realistic.
that's
None
where
of
I'm
this
at with it.
seems
Yeah,
real.
I'm right there in the camp with everybody.
Finally
I mean,
waked him,
if
bitch.
I promote my stuff on Twitter, it seems to just do better. But I'll be honest. If we
These
could just
shows
find
only do
something
better
that's an
because they
alternative.
were
I've tried some
plugged
of the
by
others
Jimmy
that doesn't
Dore,
get the traction
by
to the
Graham
videos,
Elwood,
unfortunately, that
by
you
Russia
seem to be able
Today,
to
by
get somewhat on
Sputnik,
Twitter.
by Burmis,
But if there was
by
another alternative,
Tim Pool.
or
I don't know
even
about
if
Tim Pool, the
Twitter
Whitney
just
Webb
folds
crap.
in general and I'm not
So
able
Whitney
to use
Webb,
it, I
Ryan
can't say I'm
Christian,
going to
Whitney
have much
Webb
heartburn
goes on
with it.
Tim
I mean,
Dillon.
it is
I already
just
went
a
through all
toxic
that.
cesspool
Whitney Webb goes on with
all the
Graham
time.
Elwood.
You get on there and there's just
That's
loads and loads
that's
of
how
negativity
this is the
everywhere you look.
Yeah.
Some people say
contamination of the
Facebook
internet.
is, you know,
And that these are the
more
scum. This is the scum
they're
of the
worse
earth.
about censorship than Twitter. But I got to be honest,
Nonviolent. Everyone
I
should
can
be
get on my
nonviolent.
Facebook
Everyone has the
page
right
and
to
it's
breathe,
not
to be
the
free,
absolute nightmare.
to not have their
that it
rights
is.
impinged
So,
upon.
you know.
Yeah, well now
These
it's Elon
people are
Musk's
impinging
toxic
on
cesspool,
everyone's
so we
rights.
should all be fucking.
They're
Yeah, I
taking
think
the
we're all
piss. They are
forced to be in
peeing
that
onto
battlefield because
democracy.
you know, we're
I see right
informers,
through
so
them.
we
I
have to
saw
be a
right
part
through
of that
them. I had the
information
time,
warfare
and I had the
against that
specific
mainstream
education
narrative that
to
you know, the
study
rulers
this.
of this world
I studied
want to push.
communication,
Yeah.
Trey Wright,
mass
thank you very much
communication
for the
at the
donation.
graduate level for social theory.
Game.film, thank you very much to keep up the great work.
I see right
thank you
through
very
these
much for the
assholes.
donation. And
I have a
here's
master's
one.
degree
Chuck
in
Simon
social
said, "Hey
theory.
Franco, great panel. Off topic a bit.
Great panel.
I enjoyed Steve's
Really?
banter/conversation with Wyatt Reed yesterday. I would
They're
love
just
to hear
plugging
Steve
crap.
continue that conversation sometime with Marxist economist Michael Hudson. Or JFOD could read some of Michael Hudson's articles. I'd be curious to get JFOD's take on
Get some
of
other
his work,
videos I can try to do this
especially
with.
Michael's take on Bitcoin. He calls it garbage. What do you guys think?
I mean, sure. And
Thumbs
thank
up.
You. And I had a
But no one could
blast.
see that.
And
Franco could see it. So
Wyatt
Franco's
might be
staring
back in
at Steve right
studio
now.
tomorrow,
Awesome.
maybe. I don't know. Is it
He had to look to the
fucking-
side.
He communismed our
They're in a
house.
fake
He just
Zoom meeting.
got here and
This is
left.
every word is
Now
scripted.
shit's everywhere.
How is every word
I don't
scripted?
know. I don't really know when
Communism.
So
you
get in. I
Um,
suggest people
so, you
tweet
know, we're
them.
gonna keep having these
Get in there.
conversations
Just get in
for
contact
sure,
with
whether
them and
they're
let
on
them
or
know
off
that
camera.
everyone
We've been
knows
having them the whole time. He's here.
they're
It's
scripted.
flat.
This is
Um,
great.
Tell him I say hi.
That they're
For
drug
sure, man,
addicts who
for
are
sure.
scripted.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Michael Hudson.
That they're
I
rat
will look
snitches,
into
that they're
some stuff and I'll read some
COINTELPRO.
stuff, and I'm sure
This is
either,
COINTELPRO.
me or
That's what
Costa
these
will reach
jerks
out
are.
because we do like
Brandon
I never
Darby.
wanted to have a debate.
It's not
show.
even hidden.
You know what I
If
mean?
you think about it, the way Cassandra
I
Fairbanks
don't like
used to be on
yelling at
Sputnik.
people. Really, I
Cassandra
don't. Contrary
Fairbanks,
to what it may
buddies
look like,
with Brandon
or
Darby.
sound like. It's
Steve
I'd rather
Poinkinen's
kick it.
been smiling this
When
whole
I'm giving
time.
Costa shit, it's out of love. Like, you know that I've accepted.
He's in
you when I
love.
start
He
fucking
loves
with you
living with a
relentlessly.
fat military
That's,
shill.
That's how you know.
They're probably
Um,
both living in Virginia
but,
or something, or
yeah, I mean, I'm down.
they're faking that they're
it
somewhere.
was a fun conversation.
You don't
I don't
see
think
them
anybody- I don't think either of us
anywhere.
compromise about anything. But
Think about a
it's
half year
interesting
ago,
how
it
those-
seemed like Poinkinen was on a
those
military
types
base.
of situations have a tendency to devolve and kind of fall back
And
on
lately,
the
you
exact
seem to
same
move into a more
talking
of a
points
house.
that, like, your conservative uncle would give you.
It's so
as
obvious
you
he's
are
scripted right there.
advocating the system that you believe in.
So someone should
it's
crop
funny to,
out
like, watch
Poinkinen right
that
there.
argument get thrown,
Maybe
absorbed and then thrown back.
maybe
like
he'll
it
be
meant
at a
something the first
protest
time.
and
It's interesting.
ask him if he
Yeah,
you
I'm
could have a
down to read,
question or
Michael
two.
Hudson.
Show
I've
him,
heard-
like,
I feel
Steve,
like I've read some of
why
his stuff before, and I think
are you
that he's,
scripted? How are these shows
interesting, thought-out
scripted?
person,
Why are these
so-
scripted?
And him thinking
He'll
Bitcoin
probably
is
say
garbage
there's
is
one
fine, but
lunatic
I'm not
who's saying
I'm not a
that and no
Bitcoin
one
apologist.
believes it.
I'm
And
glad
he's
that
and the guy's
Steve-
schizophrenic.
I
and
think
blah,
you
blah,
too,
blah,
J5,
blah.
have conversed with Pasta and helped them learn
Franco,
more about Bitcoin.
again, he's looking straight at the
He
teleprompter.
was a big fanatic.
He used to be
of that.
IG Sports.
Yeah. I mean, I got swayed by crypto
Sorry,
for
it's
a
the
while.
You got swayed by,
going on
the
in next
teleprompter?
room. This place has poor insulation.
All right, I've
And,
seen enough of these guys. I'm
you're
done
right.
with this one. Thank you. Maybe I'll see what
yeah.
else I have saved. I'm
It's
not
the
going to
NFL
download
draft and
much.
that's
I don't plan on
extra
doing this much in the
animated. He's even
future.
dressed like he
Again, I
was
say
from
never
Long
say
Island,
never,
like he's
just
in
in
black shorts
case.
and a black wife beater. and
Not
black
just in
Oh my
case,
God.
just so they
stomping
know.
around the house.
They do
And his
know.
hair slicked back.
I can
Before the
tell that
draft,
they
he
know
made
that we
chicken
know.
wings. He made the freaking. He made the freaking.
It's
hot
called
sauce. He
a
was in there feeding
collapsed
these
fourth
motherfuckers
wall.
like
The
35
fourth
times
wall
over the
is
last 3
supposed to
hours.
be a
Just to
division
watch a couple of guys
between
like,
them
get
and
picked
us.
Up in the real life slave
So
trade.
you got the Kardashians there, you got us
Hilarious.
there.
Holy shit.
You got O.J. Simpson there, you got us
So,
there on the other
I
side
want to
of the
get.
screen.
I want my audience
No.
to get some perspective. on
Your
the
audience,
conversation
they
you
had
guys
fake
had about
audience.
a week ago.
Everything about
when
this is fake.
On the
These are COINTELPRO
morning
rat
show, Anarchy
effers.
Anarchy in the morning. You guys had
Anarchy in the
emails, and I
morning.
wanna
People who
hear
do
what
not
Charles
look
thinks about
or
this
act
too, since he comes
anarchists.
from the independent field.
Typical narcs.
What are some of the things that you guys discussed?
These guys were the
about
narc
anarchy?
agents
What
in
exactly
high school.
is it? And who is Ian?
None
Davis?
of these
What was he
guys
proposing?
were ever
Well, Ian's an
nonconformist.
author, and a writer, you find his work in UK column, off Guard.
UK column, right?
Lately, through Whitney's site, Unlimited.
Whitney
Hangout,
Webb. Whitney
doing just
Webb.
tremendous work. I mean,
Whitney Webb,
he's
buddies
got
with Adam
we're
Green,
more or
buddies
less
with
of the
Hanson
same- in
True.
terms of like general philosophy, but neither.
Yeah, I said I was
are
done with this.
willing
These
to
guys.
Put a name on it.
Look at
'cause
Poinkinen one last
then you-
time, reading
but
the
it's the
script.
closest thing that it
Because
like,
he's such a
falls under is,
loser.
like,
Because he's such a fake.
agorism, or
I can't even say. I wish I could say what I could say.
But I mean, generally, what you would want. I
I'm
guess,
better
from the
off
way
not
that we
watching
talk
these
about it
people
is
because they make
anarchy
me mad.
itself,
I
it's
do
not,
hate them. I do think they're
it's
scum.
not
I do
a
condemn
location,
them.
like
I do condemn their
physical
faces,
place. It's
their
a
whole
relationship.
lives. Oh,
And
Donald with
that
the grimace.
relationship
Good luck with that
is,
grimace.
You don't speak for
Oh,
me. I
Donald.
don't speak for you. At no point.
Poinkinen,
are either
already
of us,
done,
should we
just,
disagree, going to use violence.
just gonna
against
get worse
the
and
other
worse
person. We're
for
not
him.
going to try and monopolize violence to use force to get our way.
He will not age
If we
well.
engage,
No
we're
way.
going to
Not
engage
with
mutually
what
and
he
voluntarily.
what he
We
does
have
to his
work
body,
together
what
if
he
we're
did,
going
and
to
what
try
he
and solve
continues to
problems,
do with the
rather
kratom
than start them, because
and all the other crap.
violence
You
and
just tell
problems
he's
are expensive.
demented. He's
And
demented.
that
He's
sucks.
mentally ill.
In general,
He
it sucks.
lies. You've got him a proven liar.
And
The Echo Park
that's
thing was
essentially like
huge,
the
proving
nature
like
of
why
it,
did
what
Johnny
that
move
looks
away
like
from?
in terms of
He saw that he was
life.
getting filmed,
Um,
and they doctored the film
go
too.
about
I
your day,
repeat the
like your
thing about
regular
Echo
day,
Park because it's true,
and your interactions
and they were
with
outed.
people, even what you do at work. All
Somehow,
of
what
those
I did
associations are
worked.
anarchistic in nature. There may be some like
They broke up the
overarching
party. They had
rules
a
or
fake fight
structure
between
that guides it,
Dorr and
but
Elwood.
in most cases,
I don't see Elwood
it's not
going on any of
necessarily
these
a
shows
rule.
anymore. I don't see
You know,
Combo
you may even have
Coach
a foreman, but
and
that's just
Jimmy
the
Dorr
president
close
who has
anymore.
demonstrated most of the time, at least in
Now
a
that's subject to
trade sense,
change.
that they're most
That's
qualified
what
to
they
lead a
do.
project
They
on
move
this case,
pieces
not
around,
because they have
trying to
a
keep people
particular
off
blood
guard,
type, or they
trying to
come
keep
from a
people
particular bloodline,
to
or
keep showing up
their
to this
great
crap.
granddaddy was a
But look at
foreman
this
at
asshole,
foreman
this
school,
person
and
pointing it,
so now
reading a
because you're in
script,
that secret
and
society
it couldn't be
of
more
foremen,
obvious.
you're automatically the foreman.
Right there,
It's
so
not how
crop
that
that
works.
out. Ask
You know,
Steve.
like, I don't know. If
Steve,
anybody's like,
why
well,
are
you're
you
talking
bobbing
crazy,
right
just stop me.
sideways like that, like you're reading?
No, all that. I mean, all that resonates with
And
me.
if
I don't.
whatever he
I
says, say,
still.
why
I
are
don't
you
have
being
any sort of
such
label for
a
myself.
fucking piece
But
of
a lot
shit?
of that just resonates
Steve
with me. It
pointing
just
in.
kind of intuitively
Why are
makes
you
sense.
such
Because
rat
that's how people
snitch?
can be. People can have this.
What? See, I
This
can't
sort
even
of like
say. I'm not allowed to
voluntary
say,
relationship with each other, and the state was
but
not
I do
having
believe
operating
that
violence.
I believe in
And also,
I
the thing we
believe in
should say about Ian
nonviolence.
Davis,
I
he's
do.
been doing a
I
great job
100%
writing
believe
about
in
the Great
nonviolence, but
Reset
I
and
do
the Fourth
believe
Industrial Revolution and
in
technocracy.
judging
And basically, when
others.
somebody says like, "What do I want
I think
politically?"
it's a
I just don't
necessary
want
thing to do.
techno-fascism, and I
So
don't
these people
want
are being judged, and they are
I don't want
condemned as
medical
COINTELPRO,
martial law. You
modern
know,
day
I mean,
COINTELPRO,
basically, let's just avoid that, and I think that's something we can all
fakes,
agree upon
drunks
across
in
the
the upper
left-right
right
divide,
corner.
or
The
whatever
guy's
labels you want
chugging
to
along
have.
the booze.
If
You
you're,
can
you
just
know,
tell he's already
even on the
done.
left, if you're left or right, if you're an anarchist or a communist,
Left to right, right to
I think
left,
we
left to
really don't
right,
even
left, right to
necessarily have
left.
time for that.
He
We
said
just
what
have to
I
not
said.
allow
So
for
the script
techno-fascism to
writers,
be ushered in.
they'll take what I
So it
say
sounds like this
and they'll
is about
slip it in a
respecting
little bit.
boundaries and avoiding anything that could cause, like what Steve was describing, anything expensive. That would be against our will to
Why am I
have
still
to pay for
watching
all these
this?
expenses after like a violent interaction, or
Well, the only
it's
way you
even
can create the finances to do
Well,
that is
violence
by
is
stealing it from
illegal,
somebody
so
else.
why is it?
right.
Why are they even
The
talking
only way
about?
you could come up with
It's
that
also
money
the
is through theft and extortion and coercion. That takes
This is
violence
just
to
so
make
weird.
violence. It
it's
does.
also the mental expenditure. Like
That's
you're spending your money
self-trigger
feeling bad about
territory
it, and
because
now
that's
like
their
you've made an
internal
enemy potentially
justification
after the fight. It's better to
for the
talk
false
things out.
flag that they're looking for
Charles, where do you stand
terrorists,
on
that
this
they're
from what
looking
you've
for
heard so
violent
far
people.
on what Ian Davis was proposing on
They are trying to
what this
entrap.
anarcho philosophy is like. Where do you
These
stand?
are
I would say, based on
non-political
listening to
people
Steve, I mean, I would
acting
agree
in
with it.
roles.
You know, for one thing, I'm starting to evolve as to what I believe solutions.
None of these
real
people are
solutions might
evolved.
be to our
Everything is
problems.
self-triggering to
Took me
them,
probably a little longer to get here than
unless they quit.
others in the panel. You know,
I
me
got
and
this
you go
point
back, Franco,
through
we were talking
to
about the
Shane
whole third party
Stranahan.
stuff back in the
Yeah.
I
day.
got it through to a number
It
of
took
people.
me a lot longer to get around to it, but I'm at the point now. I don't
So Shane
see
Stranahan and
an
then
answer
Austin
on the
Pelley and
horizon
even
in terms
Farron
of third parties,
Franzak.
and
I got through
definitely
to
don't
her.
see an answer on
And
the
I got
horizon in
3
terms of the
straight
Okay.
Sputnik,
And I've heard Steve say
typical
this many
co-hosts of
times in the
Jamal
past,
Thomas
and
to quit.
you know, I'm not going to tell anyone
That was because of
don't
what I
go
came
vote.
up
I mean,
with.
what's it going to hurt to go out and cast?
All right,
your
I'm gonna
vote?
try
I
to
would just say
find.
people have
Maybe I'll
skepticism
try to
in it the
do
way
this a
I
little
would
bit
have
more.
skepticism in Elon Musk and Twitter. Okay, same skepticism. I don't think there's an answer in either one of those things. And as Steve
All
has
these
said
people are
multiple times,
scripted.
you're
I
not gonna be
personally
able to vote
think
your way out
that
of
we
this.
should be allowed to
And
judge them.
just like we discussed earlier, people who
So if you can
want
tweet,
hero worship,
I would
they put
tweet
all their
them.
eggs in one basket. Please,
I
oh,
would
please
get
save us.
into
I
their
think it
heads and
truly
let them know
embodies
that
a lot of our
everybody knows
society
it.
has gotten
Everybody
absolutely
knows
spoiled
they're
in a lot of ways.
scripted. Every
Even
word
though
is
a lot of
scripted.
quality of life has
We
gone
know what
downhill,
you're
I
doing,
think a lot
so
of
let
people
them
have
know it
lost their
if you
will
can, and
to
I'd
fight
appreciate
for the
that.
things they truly want, in a sense. I
Because
think
the
that a
more
lot of
that
people
for
have
it's
become scared
it's
of
because of the fourth
potential
wall.
real
There's
conflict
there's
or
no
pushback when they start
separation
really
between
going
them
to the
and
streets
us.
to say make a
Maybe
protest,
there's still
or
a
if I
separation between
unionize,
Musk,
then my job's gonna try to get pounded.
Kardashians,
There
Trump,
may be
Biden,
some
all that
swing in the other
crap.
direction. I mean, you
There's
got
clearly a
the Amazon
separation. We have
union,
no
you
way
got
to
the
get to that
Starbucks
crap.
unions, but I think a
These
lot of people just got,
a-holes,
cut
these
for a long
scripted
time, and they didn't
losers
want to
into
fight back. It was
drugs
too
and
much of an
decadence,
inconvenience, and to me,
being
that's a
told
big
what to
problem.
think,
And
being
one of the
told what
things
to
we can start
say,
doing outside
being
of
paid to be
hoping
fake.
and praying that this ballot
These
box
people need
concept
to
is going to
know.
fix everything is start getting out there
They
and
do know. I
putting
got
in our
through to
own
them.
work to try to
They
make
do
things
know.
better. And there's a lot of areas where we can do that.
Pointing the moron.
I
And
think
look at
to
him
give a
reading
shout
his
out here,
lines. He's
I
going
think
back.
Savvy Sabs
He was
does a
going
really
back.
good
There
job
he is. So he
laying
stopped
out
moving his
how
head,
we
and now
look
he's
at
moving his
things.
eyes.
We put 80% into ballot box, 20% into
You know what?
direct
Maybe I'll come back
initiatives
and
we
do
could
more
be
of this
getting out
another
in the
time,
streets and
but
doing.
I think
Why not flip that shit
that's
around?
a good
Put
note to
80%
end
into the
on.
stuff you can do in your local community. Put 10
There's
or
actually
20% in that
an
ballot
hour
box
11
bullshit.
left to this one. Yeah, chug back
Daniel,
some
what do
more
you guys think?
whiskey.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I mean, I think electoral politics,
I
especially
definitely
at
agree with you
the federal
there.
level, are a joke. I think
This is a
all I do
call
is I'll
for an
just do write-in
uprising.
votes for my friends or for our famous dead musicians. That's what I do.
This is a call
Yeah,
for an
I've
uprising.
consistently voted for Cynthia McKinney.
This
for
is a
president
call.
since
I
2008.
think it's right there for
There you go.
pitch.
You know, I would love for her to be
They
president.
sound a
I really
little
When I
different,
originally
though.
voted for
I
her
thought
for
they sound a
president,
little
I
different.
got called a racist by
Fake
a white
conversation
Obama
going on
voter
between.
who apparently thought that Cynthia McKinney was like some uppity Irish chick.
Ah,
No.
that's hilarious.
Ha ha
Yeah.
ha.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
voted.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the,
yeah.
I voted for the ghost of Chris Cornell for
Nice.
president. I did.
Nice. Was the red scarf the vice president?
This is organic
You know
and
what?
just
I did for
naturally
vice president,
happening,
I
and
did the
who
ghost of
doesn't
Shirley
bob their
Chisholm.
head right to left like
Ooh,
So
Poinkinen?
no one could call me
Okay.
racist.
Watch
Fair.
Poinkinen,
Fair.
and he gives it
Look,
away.
guys, voting is the laziest and least effective direct political action.
He
you're
couldn't
ever
get the
going to
word
take
out
in your
correct. When they
entire
can't
life.
get the word
You have a
out,
machine.
you know they're
And
reading.
the person who designed that machine designed the machine to kill you. And the machine would only
Poinkinen's
work for like
acting,
one out
and
of every,
Franco's
3
like,
million people.
this sucks.
Your solution
Not one of
to this
Steve's
machine, or
better
any other one, would never be, I know, I'm going to
performances.
slap a couple of shiny new parts on it every 2 to 4 years. And that way, it'll fix itself.
Self-triggers, they're the new
All
shiny
you're
parts.
doing is prolonging the life
I think
of the
O'Donnell's
machine
been
designed
around
to.
a longer time.
That's all you're doing.
These other guys
Yeah, I
are
mean
like
that's one
new
reason
kids
to
on the
maybe
block.
not vote at all.
Couple
because
years
you
is
don't want to
nothing.
legitimize the broken system. Sometimes I think about that.
They don't give their real
Yeah,
names.
I
They
keep
hide their
telling people
resumes.
until
That no
you
one
show up
knows
to
who
a
they are in
polling
real
place
life.
with no other intention than to
There's more
surround it and
information on
prevent
me
people
than
from going
them.
inside. You're doing
I
the
give my
election day
information. I gave my information
So I want to ask this
on my
question
blog.
to the
I
audience as well as the
know
panel.
exactly what I
So,
lived for
it's been
life.
pretty evident that we have a very incompetent and corrupt government, seeing how in the pandemic, how they handled things, how they were pushing for these authoritarian.
I'm pretty sure I got
policies,
across
trying to get
what's
people
going
to
on.
get
They got
jabbed,
teleprompters
follow certain
in front of them, and they have to
Rona
look to the side
restrictions,
to
masking
see
up and everything. And
their
as people,
colleagues
I hope, who watch this show or who watch So Newsday,
who watch
or the
these
One World
shows
Podcast or
that are
J-Fog
100%
show,
every
are
word
learning is that
scripted.
the government has a revolving door with the private sector. Now,
Self-trigger
I have
because they have a
my idea
revolving
of a
door with their
solution
jobs.
from thinking that okay, things should
I
be
see a lot of these
nationalized,
people come and
the
go.
public should have control over it, but
Some of them,
now
the
more
tipping
in
point
line
with
with
drugs got so bad
decentralizing.
that they can't
more
go on screen
decentralization,
anymore, and then they
because
just quit.
why should we put
That
so
would
much
be Aunt
power in the hands
BB.
of these corrupt people?
Who's
Who have
that other
created
one?
this
There
problem?
was
If anything,
Allie
you're
something, that fake
the
name.
lo-
She
this is
started
not
out
a
at
long-term
Heartlands
solution
Media.
to do that.
You can see the
So,
teleprompter in
panel
O'Donnell's
and audience, I would like to hear
eyeglasses.
your thoughts in the chat.
It's the
What
same
do you
one
guys think
that's
about that?
from Jamal Thomas's.
I mean, I agree.
You
the
agree because
idea of
it's your time to
nationalizing
talk.
Industries when we have a corporate-run government, that's just fascism. It's us
See his head.
facilitating
O'Donnell's
fascism.
more professional about
even
it.
the
He can
idea
move
of,
his
like,
eyes rather
I think
than
the
his
idea
whole
of Medicare
head.
for all in a system
While
like ours,
Poinkinen's just a
with the corporate
moron,
government running it,
like
that could be awful, and they could put all sorts of
his apparent daughter,
strings
Glory
attached to
Jones,
any
maybe?
sort of care that
I
they
don't
give
know.
us.
They keep saying they're all
They
fam.
can have all sorts of medical tyrannical things that you basically, if you want to get access to your medical care, you have to make sure you have all of your injections. And then they can give you UBI, Universal Basic Income.
So you can
That
focus
UBI
in
is contingent
on
upon everything too.
O'Donnell's eyes
If you want your retinal scan
and see
to
that
work
he's
to open
reading.
to open the door to your house, you have to make sure that
I have
you're following all
Asperger's,
the
so I'm
dictates
able
of the
to
state,
focus in
that you
rather
haven't been
easily.
that you've been eating properly, everything. You know, there's whatever
His
whatever your
eyes.
mind can
He's
come up with,
reading.
how they can have a system
How
of
is
control,
every
they would
word
do it
scripted?
because they're control
Poinkinen's
freaks. So the idea of
eyes
centralizing
are
more power
moving
to
sideways,
me seems
reading.
psychotic.
Right now it's
Yeah.
Poinkinen.
I
Yeah.
I had this
Ha ha ha.
unpopular
We
opinion.
inside
vocally,
joke.
Throughout
Inside joke.
the last,
No,
so
because
the
there's
entire
no
time that
fourth
we've
wall.
had the show,
It collapsed,
and
morons.
man, did that not go over well with a lot of the people that
So
are
Poinkinen probably ran
ardent
off of
followers
YouTube
and supporters
because
of the NCSC
I
network
started
shows
making a
for
lot of
my
videos
show
on
is
him.
also
It's
on.
so easy to see that
So
he's
like, shouts to
scripted,
Nico in the first place,
and
for
he's
even
such
being
a
like, yeah,
liar.
you know,
He's a
I'll
textbook
attach my business to the
narcissist,
words that come out of your mouth.
pathological liar.
Sure, you know,
Kimberlin
like
was into megalomania. He
that's
had
risky.
delusions.
But I mean, the more it
Poinkinen doesn't.
amazes me
Poinkinen's just a
that after
bad
the
liar.
last,
I don't think he's delusional.
but 8 years of Obama,
He
just
made
for
these
I mean, in
lies.
recent history, in recent memory, the last 8 years of Obama,
They have
the
blind
last 4
spots.
years of Trump, the last couple year plus of Joe Biden.
O'Donnell
where
knows the
people
show's
are
over.
going, I've had the opportunity to see.
O'Donnell knows he's up the creek. He doesn't know how
heroes
long
go
this
in
is
and
going
get
to
elected,
last.
no
He
matter
knows
what
he's
side
not
of the aisle they're on.
going to make
Outside
money
of,
as a
the
stand-up
squad,
comic.
Marjorie Taylor
He's
Greene,
not funny.
Justice
He's not a
Amash,
real
all of
comic.
these guys who are gonna
He's
come
never
in
a
there and
real
shake things up,
artist.
they've seen them
He's a
just
paid fake.
become
Joe Rogan. Is
the
Joe Rogan a
machine.
comic? No.
And
Jimmy
so
Dore
for
is not a
any
real
of these
comic.
people to
Graham Elwood is
still
not a
be
real
going,
comic.
okay, but yeah, if all of the
And then
same
these
guys
people
that
are
we
even,
hate
they're
and
not
we
even good enough to be
watched
fake
sell us
comics.
out were in charge, but only this
Poinkinen's
time
bringing
had
down the
more
ship.
of
He's
our
always
lives
been the
that
weakest
they were in
link,
charge
getting
of.
the
Well,
least
goodness,
views.
everything would be dandy. Like I get decent weed. I do.
These
I do.
guys,
I
their
do
souls
not
are being
get
crushed
the caliber
every
of
day,
cannabis
every
that
show,
would ever
every
make
day,
me high
every
enough to where
moment.
that solution would
Because we
seem
know that they know
logical
that we know.
or
It's
good.
that simple.
It's myopic. Yeah, they're not thinking long term enough.
As
Well,
far as
it's
the whole,
just
like,
it's wanting somebody else to solve all the problems. It's not wanting to put in
Esteemed
any effort to
journalist
find your
Steve
own solution.
Poinkinen.
So similar to how people attach themselves to these heroes, like politicians to solve their issues, or a billionaire like Elon Musk to solve their issues.
Yeah, it's scripted.
Go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, or government to solve
Yeah.
problems. And
Now my
it's
turn
such
to
a
talk.
Corrupted, corporate run, twisted.
Don't look at
government
my
that not
eyes.
only doesn't have our best interest in mind, is
My name is
actively
John
trying to
O'Donnell.
hurt
This
us,
is a
actively just
call
trying to destroy our
for
lives. That's my opinion.
an
Why are we going to give them
uprising.
more power?
Yeah.
Yeah, my turn.
First of all, I agree with what both of the other panel guests here were saying.
I'm
when
impressed
you've
with
got
the
a
other
government
panel
that is as
guests.
corrupted as this one, it's not going to function right. And I've been saying that about
The
Medicare for
functionality.
all for quite some
I've been
time
saying
now.
this
In
since
theory, I like the
2019,
concept. In practice,
maybe
it would be an abysmal
2020.
failure. Look what they've been doing.
Look at
Social
what the
Security.
lines.
For the record, we always hear
Look
Bush,
at the script.
Obama, Trump, Biden. They've
Look at
been
my head bobbing
jacking
right to
around
left,
Social
left to
Security
right.
going all the way back to Lyndon Johnson. Okay.
Today's
They've
seminar
been- they
is
were
John
taking
O'Donnell's
money
going
out of
to
the Social Security
teach
fund all the way back
us
in the
how to
1960s and not getting it
read the
replaced
script
properly.
without
So when you
bobbing
put
our
something
head.
in the hands of the federal government,
Yeah.
just like we said about Elon Musk, there's going to be a whole lot of strings attached, and it isn't always going to be a good thing. Something else
Fidgety
that's
much?
been on my
Steve
radar
Poinkonen?
recently, as far as
Involuntary
government
body
programs,
tremors?
and I'll
Steve
make this
Poinkonen?
quick.
And why should
I've
young
been
people be
fighting a war
looking at
with
drug
the
addicts?
United States
That's
Postal
probably my
Service recently.
biggest beef with
Okay,
this.
I
Why
had
should
to
young
move
people
my
be
mailbox
corrupted
about
with
2 years
this
ago, a little
fake
further into my
dialogue?
yard because
How is
where I
every
live, it was getting
freaking
taken
word
out all the time
scripted?
by 18-wheeler traffic on my street. So I moved it a little further into the yard, and
I
the
already
driver had to go
listened.
through
I
my
had this
grass.
on
He
in
was
the
wearing it down.
background while I
So
was
she
working
started
on
telling me fill it
stamps
in. I had no
yesterday.
problem with that. But
This guy
then she
now
started
goes
having trouble
on for
leaving my
about
lid
10
down.
minutes
Okay,
about a
it
post
was
office
raining like
thing,
hell this
and
year in
it's
South
supposed to
Carolina. The mail was
represent
getting ruined.
how
I had to
bad
file
the
a complaint.
government is.
Now, I hadn't had any more problems with these slips saying, "Oh, you've got to fill this in or do
It
this,
goes
or if you
on and
don't, we'll
on.
stop delivering your mail." Hadn't had problems in
There's
months.
over an
I
hour
even
left of
signed,
this
make a complaint
fake
on the
show.
driver.
It's
I
been
get a
going on
slip
for
in
about
my
an hour.
mailbox. It says, "Oh, you've got this problem again. If you don't do this, this, or this about it, we'll stop delivering your
He
mail."
says he moved
That
his
was about a year ago.
mailbox
So I went out
back
and I dug
because
a
he's
trench
on
in the
an
ground, put cinder
interstate
blocks so
highway
she
or
could
something
get through. I'm like, okay,
for his
ain't
road.
gonna be no more slips. Had no problem for a year.
So I moved the
About 2
mailbox
weeks
back so
ago,
it wouldn't be
they
hammered by
claimed
a
they delivered a
semi.
package to my doorstep. They didn't.
The
So I
incompetent
filed a complaint.
government.
They said
So
that
they're looking
the driver
for
just took it to the wrong
Snowdens
house.
and
They'd pick it up the
Mannings.
next day and it would be delivered to me that day. When it didn't show up, I called back. They claimed it had been
Maybe
resolved.
study
I'm
their
like, well, it ain't here.
tattoos.
So they filed another
Like a
complaint.
Freemasonry
They
or
deliver
something.
it the next day, but as soon as they do, I get a slip in my mailbox. "Oh, your ground's
Look at these
too
guys
unlevel.
just
We
dying,
can't deliver to
wilting,
your box. It's
waiting.
causing the bottom of the mail truck to scrape across the ground." I'm like, well, that's bullshit, and I can prove it. I've got a 99
O'Donnell's
Trans
like,
Am
what the
sitting
hell
real freaking low to the ground.
would they? I
So
can write a better
I took
script
all
than
kinds
this.
of evidence. I call them on the phone. I'm like, hey, I
O'Donnell's
can
with the
show you there's not a problem.
obligatory
Oh, no, we
nod.
don't want
It
to
was
see
like a
that. We
half
don't want
nod.
to see that.
Now, I don't
We'll
think
send somebody out there
O'Donnell's
to investigate it. I'm
a
like, okay,
junkie.
well, are you going to get them here before you're going to stop delivering my mail? Because
So
you
he
gave
does
me
like a
this
half
date, you're gonna
nod.
stop
The
delivering my mail.
junkies
Well,
do
we can't
full
promise
on
that.
nods that
Well,
don't
will you
end.
deliver my mail until you figure it out? Oh, no, we're not going to promise that either. If we do stop delivering it, you'll just come to this office and pick it up. Yeah, well, your office is all the way on the other side of town.
See, he's still talking
right?
about it.
So either way, I finally get out there. I went and I spent $60.
I'm an Aspie, so I
cement
never
and rock.
get bored. I
fill
do
this
get
thing up,
upset though.
Okay, and I get
Yeah,
pictures of it.
yeah. That's
Finally,
from
I
the
get
manual. Say
a
yeah.
call back from Consumer Affairs, and I put this shit down at like 8 o'clock at night. Okay, mail had already came and gone long before I got out there and did any work. Next morning, I get a
This
call
is
from
a
Consumer Affairs. The lady says,
shtick bit.
"Oh, there shouldn't be a problem. The driver's claiming that you fixed
That's
the
not
issue." I'm like, she
working.
says, "What?" She's already been here before
What?
I touched anything. So
That's
it
how
was
it's said.
bullshit
What?
retaliation about me complaining about the driver. As far as what they're going to
Steve
do about it,
Poinkinen's like a
not
Jimmy
shit.
Jean. They're
As
trying to
far
look
as the
younger
50,
than
60
they are.
bucks that I'm now out for filling
Jimmy
in a
Jean's
problem that never existed,
reaching
just
70.
completely
He's
covering it up
approaching
with rock.
70.
Oh yeah, you're not
He
getting
claims to be
reimbursed for that either.
Generation X.
Now, if that were a
I'm
private
Generation
business and
X.
you
I'm
were
like in the
proving
oldest
something
part of
like that,
Generation X.
more than likely
I'm like
something would
15
be
years
getting done to
younger
that
than Don
employee.
can tell.
But this is the government, and they're not going to do shit.
See,
Yeah,
goes
sounds
on
like
for
you
20 minutes to say that
You're
the
getting tooled around
government
with that. That sucks.
sucks.
So it's
Yeah.
interesting. It's interesting. Like,
I couldn't find a
so
word,
I
but
wonder. I
O'Donnell
think
said
because of our
sucks,
particular
so I said
government
I'll
and
use that word.
how corporations have taken over.
You
the
can see the
levers of power
teleprompter
to
in
such an extent,
O'Donnell's.
and how
So that's
the
why he's
media
wearing
is just a
the
mouthpiece for
earpieces,
that,
I think.
and how there's
Someone
really
was
no
saying,
difference
okay,
between
Johnny,
government,
you're up. You're
corporate
coming up
media,
soon.
and corporations. It's all the same nonsense. It's all the same
They
shit.
want us to
So that's
think
why I don't
he's
think
trying to
something
block
like
out
Medicare for all, more
noise.
centralized power of our healthcare could work in our country.
So you have to
But that
look
doesn't mean
at this
necessarily
guy
that
close
nationalizing
in. He
industries
doesn't
in
move
other
his head
countries
too
can't
much,
be
but you
a
can see
benefit. Like, for example,
you can see that
like
teleprompter
Bolivia
shifting. His
being able
eyes are
to
underneath the
nationalize lithium
teleprompter.
mines and keeping it out of the hands of multinational corporations may actually be a
That's
good
my
thing.
coffee
It may
maker.
be that a more
Clicks off
socialist style government can work in a country like that.
after an
But
hour or
meanwhile,
two.
in America, maybe we need to have something that's more decentralized. It's just a thought.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
an
yeah,
excellent
yeah.
point. They're doing that for
They're
protection
corporate. At the end of
against the
shows,
U.S.
on the end of
corporations and the U.S.
at
corporate
the end
government.
of that
Same thing with all these other
John
countries in the
Brisson's
global
brother
south.
that showed
Which brings
Misty.
me to this interesting
They have the
question
same
here from
corporate
Patrick
thing.
that I'll
The
throw this
No
out to the
Name is
panel.
saying, so
What
what do you have up?
countries
What's on the
or
horizon?
large
He's asked
organizations
the
would you
same
use to model the
thing.
proposed
I've noticed the same
decentralization of the
chairs
government? Thanks. Now, I would
used
add,
by a
does
lot of
one
them.
even exist right now?
I saw
When
the same
human
avatar,
consciousness is
some
just
type
not
of
there yet.
animated cartoon. I hate to use
There
cartoon
was
because
an
they have
anarchist
distorted the
project in
word
Catalonia
cartoon across all
that
these various
went
shows. It'd say,
really,
we're
really
living in a
well,
cartoon.
to the point
So they're trying
to
to
where
get
they
some type of astroturf
got
going.
completely
They're a false flag,
absorbed
and it's
by
kind of funny.
the
I
the
try to
Spanish
look at this
intelligence
as
service.
funny rather than
They came in and
as
were like,
irritating.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, this is too
Seems
close.
fairly
And they were a
impossible
little bit too close
to
home.
maintain that.
Like they hadn't
Like I
actually,
can't watch
gone
fault
out
lines
and
anymore. It's too
tried
annoying.
to
This guy coughs
you know,
enough.
secure a
I'll
decent
just
spot
I
of
can't watch
property.
it.
Any of that shit. But
When I
mean,
cough,
look, dude, there's lots of
I mute it out if I
ways
can.
that really,
I'm free.
like, globally,
My whole life has
nation
nothing to
states
do with
exist in an
money
anarchistic
or ego.
relationship. And unless you're,
I've been
you
a
know,
thinker
the
my whole
empire,
life.
do so more or less peacefully all the time. Secured
Now I'm trying to
largely
not
through
think as
trade
much.
relationships.
I have a really good real life
and,
going on.
You know,
It's been
I guess
really
guns
nice,
in
very,
this
very
case,
nice
for a lot of people.
for quite
But
a
I don't
number
see
of
where you
years now.
necessarily need javelin sales.
The heart attack
to,
was a
you
wake
know,
up call.
become the
That was like
cornerstone
3
of your
years
friendship.
ago, 3-4 years, I forget, but in that
That's
zone,
how we make our
2,
money,
3,
dude. That's
4
our
years.
thing.
No, 3 or
the
4
weapons.
years.
Well, yeah, I mean,
And
we
then I
outsourced all the manufacturing.
had issues with
We
my eyes.
send all
Now
of the
it's about a year and a half.
shit we pull out of the ground to turn into energy to other countries.
Got into
The
singing
food that's grown in
because
California goes to the rest of the
I'm
country.
an ass-bee
California imports its food
that's
from
got that
Argentina and
focus.
Mexico. You know,
Yeah, dude,
I
that's
can
the best way to
do
do it.
things over and over again and not feel mechanical.
we've been talking about this a lot. And this kind of ties into the food distribution plan thing.
Mm-hmm.
The intentional destruction of, the elimination of the local supply chain.
You got pointing and talking a lot on this one.
Like the only reason
Which
the last
is
big
like
culling of poor people,
the idea of the
didn't go
Trojan
100
horse
years
to
ago,
me is
they sort of
that
had a reset there.
it worked because
it sounded familiar.
the bad guys
The
were all
only reason that didn't
congregated
go super
within that
well is
fort.
because the poor people
So the
knew how to
I
survive,
think
knew
I
how to
called
fix
for a
things, knew how
reverse
to grow
Trojan
things, and
horse.
kept their supply chains local.
They're all tied to the hip.
And then
Now
when
we're
they
really
needed to
dependent.
They
go,
can't
like, head-to-head,
gaslight
they had
me.
counter economies.
They couldn't
They
gaslight
had
me.
barter
They tried.
economies.
Oh,
People
they
who
tried.
don't have dollars can't pay each other in dollars.
So they can't do
So you
anything
have
to me at
figure
this
out
point.
some sort of measure of exchange. You gotta find some
I'm not
way
in
to
the
make,
same spot
you
I
know,
was
like, I mean, they say
when
a
I
good
went after
deal is when
Kimberlin.
both people walk away a little bit pissed, but I think you can
I'm
have the
completely
equal
grounded.
exchange of energy,
I
or
have
something
full
approaching an equal
support
exchange of energy where
systems
both
in
people
place.
feel decent about it.
I'm no longer vulnerable.
I've done it.
You've done nothing.
Yes,
You're
what
that
Steve
right
is
there.
touching
That
on
was
there, I'll be honest,
pathological
I'm
lying.
finding what
If
he's
we
bringing
want
up
to
there
study
really
that,
interesting because
so that's how you.
historically in
If
my
you watch some
portion of the world
Poinkin'
here
in,
in
you
the
can
South,
study
what he's bringing
pathological
up is very, very
lying.
true. The South was always known for being the
If you
poorest
want to
section
understand
of the
that
country
better.
just in general anyways. And as he pointed out, when you don't have dollars, you can't trade in dollars. So
It's not
the
delusions.
South
It's
for
not
a very long
megalomania.
time was
The
the
pathological
farming section
liar
of the country, you know, so people would trade
is diabolical.
supplies, maybe,
There's a
you know, I'll trade
strategy
you these
to what they're
chickens
doing.
for whatever. They traded crops. That bartering
The problem for
system
them
definitely
is
exists, and
the scripting,
there's
the
people still
actual
who can live
Five
off the land,
Eyes
but it's a dying
FBI
breed.
structure
They're not
of this
good
program.
as far as what he's talking about, like the people that made it through the Great
They
Depression.
tied everyone
The
to the
people
hip,
who
enabling
saved
a
everything they got
reverse,
their hands
making
on,
possible
and
a reverse
people
Trojan
would call
horse.
it white trash, but grandparents in the South that grew up in the Great Depression,
The
people would probably
the
insult them for
reliance
doing
on
this.
100%
It was not uncommon to
scripting
see, as far as
has
like
backfired.
set
This
of bowls were concerned, there'd be like a bunch of
authoritarian,
empty Cool
complete
Whip
control
bowls. Okay, People save
It's
stuff like that to
idiotic.
get by.
It's just not
That's a practice
possible.
that is long
If
gone,
scientists
and you can
can't
believe that's going to
figure out anything really much, has anything really been figured out in the last 50, 100
to
years?
the
No,
moment
right?
that
We're
she
kind of at the
died,
end
my
of the
grandmother
line.
still canned shit.
Yeah.
We're
Because
at
she
the end of the
grew up in
line
the
for
Depression.
knowledge and
You know,
awareness.
like she had
It's
like
there
her
are
whole
limitations
backyard
to the
was a
human
garden.
software.
She wasn't fucking around. Like, you know,
The people in
she'd been
power are
through that
preying
shit. It wasn't gonna happen again.
on that fact.
Yeah.
They're reliant
Yeah,
on the fact
and
that
the other thing
we're
is,
limited
and I
for
fear
human
kind of what we were talking
brain.
about with like our society.
Otherwise, we would have figured out a way to stop these things.
This is something that's been in the
We would have got money out of
If we do
politics.
try to reverse course, as Steve pointed out,
There
all the
wouldn't
jobs
be
that we outsource.
the
If we
gatekeeping
start trying
independent
to reverse
media
course to get all that stuff
as
back,
the
there's going
fake
to be
opposition
a
to
level
the
of
fake mainstream media.
uncomfortability here. Take for example, a lot of the jobs, a lot of the
This is
manufacturing
called
that is
social
still in the
containment.
United States is being
There's a
propped
paper
up
out
more
of
than
Eglin
likely
Air
because
Force
it
Base
is a DoD contractor.
articulating
Things like Honeywell, for
exactly
example,
what
right
they're
in
doing
South Carolina,
to
we've
go with
got
the Stone and
Lockheed
documents.
Martin and Boeing.
They're
We've got both
into,
of those right
they
here.
speak of
Okay, when
influencer
the wars
nodes
start to dry up, if
and
we
how
get
there are
what we want here,
parameters
that's gonna affect those jobs. That's gonna affect
to
those
what can be
businesses, 'cause they're
debated.
not making weapons to sell to
They
the
kind of
government.
took
There's no
what
use
Noam
for it anymore.
Chomsky
When
said
that starts happening, even though it's going to be for
and
what
use
we'll
it
call the
for their
greater
own
good here,
evil
people are going to start
purposes.
thinking with their
These are
pocketbooks,
scumbags.
because
These
what
are the scum.
bit of
This is scum
manufacturing we
people.
have in most cases
They are
is
100%
geared around war.
scripted.
We've built
They're
this
not
war
fooling
economy.
anyone.
We're not an economy that builds things to be sufficient here anymore.
These are the.
We
This
got
is
rid of all that crap.
pitiful.
The textile industry,
What this
gone.
is
Okay?
pitiful.
We've outsourced all the jobs that could sustain
I feel
us,
I've come
and
up with
everything we've
enough.
got
I
now is based
have
on
gone
the shit
well
we don't
over an
want.
hour.
And if you get rid of it,
If I add on the
there's going
5
to be
minutes
that
that I
era
did
that
covering
we're
the
gonna have
other
to transition
crap at the
through.
beginning,
And when people start to feel that
then before you know it,
effect,
we'll be
I could
will be
easily see
approaching
people
towards an hour and a
who
half.
don't think deep
So I'm just
into
going
it
to stop right here.
immediately taking the quick emotional reaction of, oh my God, what
Hopefully
have we
this
done? This is
longer
obviously
form
chaos. I'm
version
worse
of
off
my
now,
shtick
and not
has
see it all the way
enabled
through.
everyone watching
Shit could just
curious,
go really bad. That's what I'm afraid of.
who hasn't been completely sure
Well,
what
I
I've
mean,
been
people
saying,
don't.
that
People
now they can see it.
have become so used to instant gratification. People have become so used to having
Look at Pointing in
the
just a little bit
state or
more.
an
There's no
algorithm solve their
central point to the
problems.
universe,
They've become
so there's
incredibly
no
used to deferring to
need to cherry pick.
experts,
Right there is using the
nebulous
manual
experts.
idea of
Um,
the
that
fake
you know,
quote
and
science,
there
and
are
it looked
people,
like Lone Wolf Podcast
probably
was looking at the right
most,
time
if
over
not
at
all of
Pointing
us
it.
on the panel, that have been through real shit,
I'm good at puzzles. I'm good at
genuine
putting,
hardship,
having
actually
strategy.
been out, you know,
I am good
and
at isolating,
the
focusing on
uncomfortability
what
that
needs.
people fear,
What I feel.
like we've already been.
See, it's called an
living
implicate order. Bohm
and
called
the
it an implicate
uncertainty
order.
that
I got that out of
you
his
know,
talks
they
with
will
Krishnamurti.
will likely
And there's some
be
talks alone
experiencing
by
is
David Bohm.
what we deal with every
There's
day.
an implicate order.
You
We
know,
see
and
the
so
surface of
we're
things,
better suited
but it unfolds.
for
It
that
folds and
period of
unfolds.
transition. But it's
So
only
during that
because
folding and
we've already
unfolding,
had to go
one
through some
is
shit.
able to
And that's,
see
I
that
mean,
they are
it is what
scripted.
it is, but you know,
That's
even
all
that, like
I've
any
been trying
country
to
that has
say.
immeasurable wealth,
That's what I
and
continue to
access
try to say.
resources, the ability to produce, you know, for itself and
Poinkinen's
others,
reading.
and chooses not to. Like that's a little bit fucked up too. Good.
What's
Yeah.
fucked up is
No,
how
I'm gonna
this
say,
is
I'm sorry, if you make your
100%
money
scripted.
peddling death and
Let me just
destruction,
say,
and then you
so,
feel
and then
inconvenienced
O'Donnell,
once
you
that
have to
the
really
industry
look
starts to
in,
falter because of
because
a
he's not as
international peace
moronic
movement.
with the head bobs.
I don't have a ton
But
of
he is
sympathy for
fairly
it.
stupid
Right.
in
I
having the
would suggest that
teleprompter
there's more
bounce off of his
profitability in peace,
glasses.
and that like you know,
They're
figuring
just not
that out
thinking. They're just not
would
thinking
even
too
be a
far
huge
ahead.
step.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
They're
and
they're
in the
they're
long
they're
run,
more
I think
happy
we would
with
all
the
be
short-term instant gratification that they're making off of war, right?
The
Speaking of
improv never
anarchist
works.
organizations or anarchist groups, I don't know a ton about them, but the Zapatistas.
I think they
in
try to
Mexico,
improv every once in a while.
They live underneath a sort of anarcho structure, and they
Maybe
seem to
that
be doing
wasn't
pretty well.
improving by
I
Franco
wish I
and
knew more about
Lone
them.
Wolf.
And guys, speaking of
The whole faceless people thing's a little weird.
yeah,
Fair
but,
enough. Fair
You
enough.
know,
but speaking of this economy that's built off of war, that which none of the working class people
Watching
here
Franco.
benefit off of, here is Joe Biden saying, well, asking Congress for an additional $33 billion to help Ukraine. So we're moving to some news
33,
section
you
here.
say? How odd.
Oh,
See,
we'll get to
Franco's
that in
looking
a
straight
bit.
ahead
Ding,
to the
But
teleprompter,
33
but
magic
he's
number.
looking
let's
inside
take a listen to what he said here.
to the Biden thing.
Critical this funding gets approved and approved as quickly as possible.
Or he was
You know,
looking,
long before
Franco
Russia
was looking
launched its
to the
invasion,
teleprompter to make
I
it seem like
made
he's
clear
looking
how
at
the United
them.
States would respond. Predicted they would invade, and they surely
Well, at this point,
did.
I'll just stop.
We said we'd not send
I have
US
no.
troops
I
to fight
saw
Russian
Biden the
troops
other
on
day.
but
He
we
looks
would
worse
provide
and worse.
robust
That's what
military
happens to
assistance and
us.
try to unify the Western world against
We're
Russia's
born,
aggression.
we
I said I
blossom,
would impose
and we
powerful
die.
sanctions on Russia, and that we destroy and develop.
And I think we're
This
reincarnated.
myth that somehow they could continue to move without the rest of the world acting.
If we're
That we deploy
reincarnated,
additional
this
forces to
we're
defend
just
NATO
gonna keep
territory,
coming back
particularly in the
to
east
this
along
fake,
the Russian and
demented
Belarus
crap.
borders. That's exactly.
So
it's
to all you
exactly what we
disinfo
said we
shows
would
out
do,
there, I
and we
know you
did.
watch my
But
stuff.
despite the disturbing
I know it's
rhetoric coming out of the
circulated. I know
Kremlin,
you're aware of
the
it.
facts are plain for everybody to see.
You're not fooling
We're not
anyone.
attacking
You,
Russia.
Steve
We're
Pointon,
helping
are
Ukraine defend
clearly
itself
the
against
weakest
Russian
link.
aggression. And just as
John
Putin
O'Donnell,
chose
you
to
don't
launch this
fool
brutal
anyone.
invasion,
You might not be
he
a
could
call
make
for an
the choice to
uprising,
end
but
this
you are
brutal
clearly
invasion.
a
Russia is the
COINTELPRO
aggressor.
rat
No
F.
ifs, ands, or buts
Er.
about it. Russia is the aggressor.
Franco,
And
you're not
we
fooling
will
me.
hold Russia accountable.
I can play with the
Russian continued
algorithm and let
assault
the
on it is
algorithm
yielding immense
and let
great
it
cost.
take me
We've
to
seen the
stuff
meat
like
behind
IG
horrifying evidence of
Sports.
their atrocities and war crimes in the areas they try to control. And as
I'm not
long as the
mechanical.
assaults and atrocities continue, we're
I'm a
going to
fully
continue to supply
functioning
military systems. So I might note
subject,
parenthetically,
not an object. You're the
Projection
objects.
there. Heavy.
You're the ones
projection.
reading off the
So
scripts.
much hypocrisy.
Self-trigger much?
This is short. This is just a few weeks
Self-trigger
after
much?
the U.S. sent $750 million in additional
How do any of you
military aid
idiots
to
sleep at
Ukraine, which we
night?
discussed
I
here on
think
this
you should
show.
be judged.
It was also discussed on the shows of all
You're
the
what's
gentlemen that I have
referred
on
to.
this panel
Britney
here.
Spears, she came
But
up
guys,
with the phrase.
what do you think about this?
You're scum
$33
people.
billion
Guys,
in
what
Ukraine.
do you see?
He keeps
What
pushing
did
for
the
this narrative to the
scriptwriters
American
write
people that
for
it's
you to
Russia that's
say
the aggressor,
as my eyebrows
not
tweak
informing
out?
the public about
My name's Franco,
what
and
role
I'm.
the U.S. served in
If I look straight
arming
ahead, it's
the
right at a
neo-Nazis in
teleprompter.
Ukraine, the
That's why my head's
14,000
bobbing.
people that died
That's why
in
my
the
eyes
Donbass
are
region,
going
these,
sideways.
ethnically Russian people.
John
What do
O'Donnell
you
has
guys have to
told
say
me
about
not
this?
to move my head as much.
America
Lip
runs on
smack
gaslight.
from
Mm-hmm.
fake laugh by
Yeah, it's
O'Donnell.
not like
'Cause
anybody
that's his
struggling in America
insane
that could
lone
use some of
wolf.
that $33 billion. We need to keep fighting and fueling the war
Now it
machine.
is my turn to
Yeah.
talk.
And I mean, it's like
My
let's
name
say
is John
a lot of that money
O'Donnell.
goes towards military.
This is a
escalation and war
call
weapons.
for an uprising.
So basically, it's just
So
us
basically,
giving Ukraine money so they can
You
buy
have
weapons
the
from us.
satanic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is the real
Where the
JFOD
hell
a
to start
call
with this?
for an
First, we were just
uprising?
talking about the whole peace thing earlier. We withdrew from one.
We would.
To me,
I
you
have.
tell me there's not serious strategy to this. We withdrew.
He sounds like
from
one of those
Afghanistan, okay?
Nashville
And
singers.
you know if they were to pitch,
Everybody
some
knows
other
it that
invasion
we're
we get
scripted.
involved in, it's going to take a lot to convince everybody. To
It's
go
going to
along. Even
take
though
a
apparently
lot
there seems
of
to be a considerable
memorizing
amount
to
of
not
people
make
that
it
wanna put
obvious
boots
we're
on the ground in
scripted.
Ukraine right now, which is fucking terrifying. But now we
Oh, and
can
they're
just
all
start selling our own
anti-Ukraine.
shit,
What a
weapons-wise.
coincidence.
Since we can't arm for Afghanistan anymore, let's sell it to Ukraine. Let's fight Russia. I mean, as JFOD pointed out, none of that money could be used here. You know, when they tried to pitch all their
infomercial
talking points
vibe.
on why Build Back Better was so great, and of course, we
Oh,
all know
poor
there was
Franco.
a lot of bullshit involved in that.
Franco used to
when they
get
talk
depressed
about,
a lot, and
anything as far as
then he was
child care is
happy,
concerned,
but
they talk about all these
deep
programs
back
that people
in his
might
mind,
actually
he's
support.
sad.
It's always, oh, it costs too much, can't afford it. Look at the price tag it would take to end homelessness. What was it, like 50 billion or something like that? You're not far
Script
off
reader.
from that.
He's
and
a
what you're giving to
COINTELPRO
another
snitch, a
country,
rat.
okay? You can't
These
get
people
our
are called
infrastructure
rats.
fixed.
This
You
is
can't
what
do anything for the American
these people are.
But we're going
This
to
is what
keep giving
COINTEL.
money
Look
to
at
other countries
Lone Wolf reading off of
because the Russians have
He's got a teleprompter up high up right there.
You
You
brought
can
up
see
the point
it.
on the Nazis. As far
And
as
then he does a
Putin
jaw
just
shift. So
withdrawing,
the Lone Wolf.
I
So
don't
you have to
support the war
focus
there. He
in.
could
If
at
you
any
don't
time
focus
he
in,
wants. But that being said,
he's reading something that's
let's
higher
not
up.
pretend
So
that
he's
there
got
wasn't
one
anything
or
done to
two,
instigate this situation. You had everything that was taking
maybe
place
three
in the Donbass
teleprompters.
region, the continuing expansion of NATO, the sanctions
The top
that we were putting in place
teleprompter.
all this time. And for the record,
Also in the
this is
corporate
just,
manual, they're told, look
two questions.
upward and make it seem
If
like
we
you're
need
in
to give
thought.
so much money for humanitarian
So
aid,
is
and
he in
it's
fake in
absolutely
thought,
necessary that
or
we
is he
not
reading
spend it
something?
here and we give it to other countries, then I want to know when they're going to put a package together that's going to send billions of dollars to Yemen and the Palestinians. Now, you let me know when you're ready to do that, and we can have an honest conversation about us being this
Self-trigger.
for the rest of the world.
You hear
We're
a
not
phrase
gonna
and
do
it's
that
like, what?
when one is literally facing
That's going to
genocide,
self-trigger
the other is
them.
being
So you have to be
constantly,
fast with those.
what's the word I'm looking
When
for
they
here?
say stupid,
They're
oh,
also facing
the fake
Segregated,
script.
suppressed, whatever, with
ethnic
Palestine.
cleansing.
The
Yeah.
fake script. What's the word
When
I'm
you're
looking
not gonna do
for?
anything about that, then shut the fuck up about all this support you.
And then Franco acted as
human
if,
rights
yeah.
crisis.
Genocide
He says
people,
ethnic
then
cleansing.
Fuck you. You're full of shit.
A human rights crisis, even to human rights, according to Human Rights Watch.
According to the teleprompter that you're
Yeah.
looking
Also,
directly
what the US
at
has done
when
to
you look
Syria,
straight ahead
Iraq,
like
and we could
that
go
during
down
this
the long
show.
list of countries,
Moron.
Somalia.
IG Sports,
yeah,
is that it?
The
Is that it?
genocide
You're reading a teleprompter.
that they're
Everyone knows you're
doing, that
reading a
they're helping
teleprompter and
Saudi
trying
Arabia
to
with in Yemen.
not admit to that.
What else do you guys think about this? 30. You guys mentioned the number 33. What stands out about that number?
Well,
now
I mean,
they're moving
according
into
to every,
conspiracy.
long-standing conspiracy theory, 33 is the degree. Of
He goes on with Sam Tripoli, and Sam
degree
Tripoli
at
went
which
on
you
Rogan.
get the
So this is huge.
We all know.
John
this.
O'Donnell
We
was
all
on
know
RT,
this.
Lee
Yeah,
Camp.
so then
The number
33.
33 is just like it's put out there almost daily.
These guys are
And what are you
mocking
laughing at, Charles?
anyone who knows
Charles
about
is laughing
Freemasonry.
because he's about to tell you something.
Oh shit!
Oh, he's a Freemason.
Illuminati confirmed, motherfucker. Illuminati
See, they're
confirmed.
targeting soldiers who
See, now
are
you're gonna
probably
not be able to
mostly
not see the number
Freemason.
33 all over the place, Franco. You'll be
What
seeing
did he show?
33
I
every
didn't even
place. It's
see
really
that.
weird, actually.
I don't remember watching any of this. I only
Damn.
had it on in the background.
3 is the magic number. Does this have anything to do with
Although
Elon
Malone,
Musk's
is that
bid
what
of
the thing's
44?
about? Huh? Lone Wolf? Lone Wolf's a Mason? Really? You're in a group? The Lone Wolf joined a secret society group. You got
Hey,
it.
technically, I was in that before I was ever the lone wolf, though.
Is there,
Yeah, that's
is there
so
something
funny.
up with the number 44 too?
That's
with
so
Elon Musk's
funny.
bid, or is that just like that was completely
Poinkinen's looking
random
serious
and
now.
coincidental?
Oh no. It's not random and coincidental. Hang on. And I
That
do
was
believe
very
that if you
weird.
add it all up and run it through numerology, it does come out to be 33. Somebody sent me a text this morning. I'm not kidding. Somebody actually sent me a text this morning.
Alright, I'm gonna stop on
Elon
that.
Musk
That's pretty
buys
funny.
Twitter for $44 billion, 4 years, 4 months, and 4 days after he asked how much it cost in December of 2017.
These people are to be condemned.
Wow.
Dude, I can't.
These people are to be judged.
Dude, once that gematria stuff.
They're
I can't
ruined,
even fucking-
done people who suck.
I can't even. I don't even want to know.
I
anything
guarantee
Scum
about it.
people
I
is the
guarantee
phrase.
once those nerds
So they have
run
no
it
problem
through
with
whatever
Freemasonry.
their, gematria or numerology
They're
or
mocking it.
whatever
They're all
it is,
Freemasons.
It's gonna come up 33, or it's gonna come up through something like that.
And they're mocking what's
I
out
can't even- I don't
there
even want to know.
for the kook
Yeah, but
material
so, I mean, and
that
look,
makes
by the way,
any
let's
critique
take
of
a moment
Freemasonry
how
look
fucking rad my audience is, the producers of
off
this show,
kilter.
'cause it's
It's
just
like
the
that
random
clown.
shit that
I
get
won't
to
name the
say
person,
on,
but
an hour
so I'm
long
making some comments on the
Nice.
channel, and then the person
That's dope.
goes, "Is gang stalking the
I
word you're
love
looking
these people,
for?"
dude. I really
Someone
do.
said
So
if
it's like,
Chris Rock
take
didn't
your
make that joke
gaslighting
about Putin's wife
and
before,
shove
it
it.
would never have happened.
That's all that is.
Facts.
That's
How do you guys
funny.
feel about this though? You guys, we were talking about money.
What
better
they
spent.
did is the
Do you
equivalent
guys think that money
of
could have better been spent to forgive
crap that was on the
student loan
Intercept.
debt, which Biden, when he was running for president, said he was going to forgive something, some money.
There's Franco
on student loan
shifting to
debt,
the
but he
center
hasn't done
to
anything.
see
He
what
said,
he's saying.
according to CNN, that he's considering ways to deal with reducing student debt burdens.
So it
But
looks
forgiving
like
$50,000
he does have
in
that
loans
screen
isn't in
to
the
the
cards,
side,
man.
but that he has to look
What do you guys
to
think?
the middle,
I
and
just
he has
I
to
think
look to the
all these
opposite
people getting
side
shackled with
to
such
see the other people.
student debt, with such debt, just right as they're trying to start their careers or their lives. It's
I
just
should
terrible
definitely
for the
stop
country.
because
It's just terrible
I'm going to
for
want to do a little bit of
innovation.
light
It's terrible
editing.
for
It'll take a
for just
while
somebody's
to
life. Like this, why does the system have to be as such that
add
college has to be so
put this
expensive?
together.
Does it have to be that way?
But I did give
Medical school, all
YouTube the
these,
phone number,
like
and I'm
tens of
able
thousands
to
of dollars in debt.
finally
And
make
Six figures in
unlimited
debt.
movies,
$200,000
videos, not
in debt.
movies.
People that
Sorry.
go to like law school, medical school, stuff.
And
like
these
that.
aren't lazy people. Like these people are like, oh, you're
You're
lazy.
lazy
Like,
people.
Go out there.
You're
and
lazy
school,
drug addicts
do something smart, and then they do.
who took
and
the
then they
easy way
still owe
out. You're going for
all this
money
and
over
struggling
morals.
day by day, paycheck to
So
paycheck.
Lone Wolf
even though
Podcast,
these people
keep
are
drinking
doctors,
that
lawyers.
booze, you loser.
Yeah, it's
You like a
it kinda goes
scumbag.
back to what we were talking
He's
about
doing the
earlier with
three
issue of
the
fascism,
three
where
lines to the
private
neck.
entities and the government start coming together.
They're all
The more the government
Freemasons. You
got
can watch and they
involved with
flash the
these,
symbols.
scholarship
And
programs.
they're not just flashing
it's
them like
just
rock
like
and roll. They're
Obamacare.
really
It's
into
a private
it.
entity on
It's
the
a
other
cult.
end. They're like, oh, okay,
And that's
wonderful.
most
We'll
of the
milk this
military,
shit for
most
everything we can get
police
out of it. So when you
are
go to
Freemasonry.
college now,
Somehow
a lot of
NASA
times,
was all
and most
it's
other
all
countries
Freemasonry
don't follow
somehow.
this way of thinking either, for the record. But you go and it's not a streamlined process. That's why, like, my mother-in-law went to college to be an accountant. She's having to take a fucking class studying astrology. Like, what does looking at stars have to do with counting money?
Astrology or astronomy?
That one, yeah. There you go.
That was scripted in.
I'm putting
Yeah,
the-
these
I'm putting the drink
unnecessary
toy over
gen
here,
ed
but no,
studies,
it's-
classes.
Yeah, you're taking all these classes that have just
Yeah,
nothing
there's
to
no-
do with what you're going in there for, and you're gonna have to pay for them.
Lone Wolf isn't thrown off. He
people
just
rack up
goes
this
right
debt,
back
and
to the
honestly, it even
script
starts
because
in
that was
terms
all part of the
high school.
script, the
You
fake
know, the way,
dialogue.
at least in my case,
Good
I
job,
was
Steve
this,
Poinkin,
they push you
bobbing your eyes and
down
head
a rabbit
sideways to
hole
let
of,
everyone know
you know,
that you're
oh, yeah,
scripted.
just chase
Good
this,
job,
chase
moron.
that. No
Good
one
job, John
sits
O'Donnell.
down and actually explains to anyone what kind
Staying
of jobs
humble.
might be available if you pursue that path.
Not trying to
So people
agitate
go into it with
everyone
the
who
idea,
knows
oh,
you're a
I'm
paid
just gonna
fake.
go
We
to
appreciate
learn
that,
to
John
be an
O'Donnell.
attorney or a doctor. There's no one telling you, okay,
Lone
when
Wolf,
you're
you
done,
moron,
you
you
come with all this
sacrificial
money, and
Mason.
to be able to get to the point where you've set up your
Non-violently.
practice, yeah, it ain't gonna happen
I believe in
overnight.
he's
So a
been
lot of people are
sacrificed
going
as
in
an
with a
exposed
misconception,
Mason.
really. No one's sitting there
He's
breaking
saying
down,
by
and meanwhile,
that,
you've got all these trade schools
there's
that are
nothing weird
partnered
with
up to high
Freemasonry.
schools,
It's a good
even
thing.
classes like personal finance.
I was a
That's
Freemason
considered an
before
elective.
I took on this
But you
disinfo shell
must
job.
read like Shakespeare literature. You've got to. You've got to take classes that might not do a damn thing for you when you leave high school, but stuff that could do you some good. That's an elective.
Why's your
You
head
gotta
going
find a way to
sideways,
squeeze it in
Freemason
there,
scum
and
person?
you can't get but just so many of them. I mean, it's a broken system. So congratulations.
Yeah, it is.
To the
Your
Department of
system
Education
here,
for a
fake
job well done.
videos, fake dialogue, fake Zoom, it's broken. You're
Yeah.
all exposed. You're all broken people.
Colleges got. When did colleges?
O'Donnell's
start
the
getting so
closest
expensive?
to
And, like,
not being
what caused
broken
that to
as a
happen?
person. He
You
is
know?
broken,
Colleges really started to get expensive during
but
the
at
Reagan
least
era.
Mhm.
he seems to
That's when you
realize
first
that this is
started to
wrong,
see like
and
giant
he's not
tuition
laughing.
hikes
He's not outwardly.
because oh, I mean there's
Plinkenin
a whole bunch
has
of
the
different reasons.
arrogance
It's
of the
like
pathological
overly,
liar.
it's more complicated than it
O'Donnell
needs to be.
does
Um,
not seem to want to be a pathological
property
liar. When you're on
taxes
the
are
TV like
involved.
he was,
Pulling
he
money
can pass it
from
off as
state
just
coffers
trying to
in
be
general
funny, using
that
cold
funded
air, the
the
fake
state,
agitated right
state
left thing
universities, state
for Bill
colleges, and shit
Maher.
like that had a lot to do with it.
He felt
Um,
more normal.
but
Then these people join this
once
crap,
the public-private partnership
and it's over. Cynthia McKinney
for
is
the
in on this.
university
Galloway
system
is
was
in on
cemented
this.
the way that it is now,
I don't
to where you're
think
turning out
Pink Floyd,
essentially
what's his name?
corporate
I don't think
slaves
Waters is
that
in
owe
on
the
it.
government money for the rest
I don't see
of their
Waters
lives.
going on these shows.
Where the corporate slaves and the government are doing at least a handshake, if not a special hug.
I did try to make it known
sure that
one
this
that
system
these are
of
fake
debt
Assange
slavery
supporters. I
perpetuates.
let them know. I let real
I don't know
Assange
if you get to
supporters. I
just wave
tried.
your hand away and make it all disappear. Student debt is tied to
Okay,
a
they finished this
ridiculous
up in a
amount
half
of
an hour, but
other state
I'm gonna
projects
finish it up
and other government
right
projects.
this
So
second.
if all of a sudden
I had to hit the pause button to make sure it stops. Otherwise, I would never stop doing this. Guess I should take a photo of this screenshot. Here is a photo of the screenshot so everyone knows. This is where I'm stopping. Sorry for the clicks. Now saving the image. I even type in tune. Okay, that'll do it. I'm going to X out of that stupid video. And now all I have to do is hit stop for the audio. Take care, everyone. Have great days. It's not even 7. Okay, that'll do it. The sun's coming up. Just be free. Just say no to scripted internet. Say no to it. If you have to watch it a little bit, then tweet them. I'm not saying do anything you're uncomfortable with. Don't do anything stupid. Don't say anything stupid. But I think people should feel free to tell them, we know you're scripted, we know you're fake, you're exposed. Okay, that's that, or I'll never shut up. Thanks again. Take care. Have great days. Truly. Unless you're them, unless you're one of those disinfo scum people shills, you have a bad day then, if you're one of them. But if you're a good guy, if good gal, then great days. Everything's great and marvelous. Okay, everybody. That'll do it. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. This is the Tokyo Shemp mailing it in live stream of a live stream.